Yo, this is Wise of the Sixth Element, where hip hop and sociology collage. You know what I'm saying? Silence, like
I'm
when
a
he
poet,
wakes up,
resurrected from a pit of poetic souls with a message, looking for
when
my
he use that in
purpose.
their cipher.
Opinion of what I stand for really doesn't
Mr.
matter.
Make moves, not excuses.
Start off with Tiff.
Been handed down.
A-Game is like the big homie of the city. It's just like mentors in the sense.
I
Like,
started
nah,
off
you
as
gotta do
a
this.
lost
Let us do what
chick.
we're
Never
supposed
seen
to
another
do.
brother like you.
To say that, to come up with the point.
That's why it's very important. Are we live? Are we live, A-Game? A-Game. Are we live?
Bro, we live.
This is the Sixth Element, where hip hop and sociology collage. This is your brother, Wise. And you know, we in the building right now, but you know, we got someone who's away, but we're gonna get into that. Everyone introduce themselves real quick, and we're gonna get it popping off the rip. You feel me? We're gonna start off with Tiff.
Why y'all always make me first? Because I'm a girl. I see.
Yeah, royalty first. Royalty first, queen.
My name is Tiff. I mean, there's nothing special I would feel like I should say other than my name is Tiff.
And that she's special, and y'all gonna find out and how we attack these given topics that we got today, right?
Okay. Some of these topics looking kind of heat.
Yeah. All right, man, we're gonna get into the next. Bro God, introduce yourself, brother.
Hey everybody, my name is Bradley Sufrock. That's it, bro. Come on.
Yo, y'all are plain Jane as hell right now, man.
Y'all coming in weak right now. That's wild.
AKA, you know what I'm saying, youth advocate of the podcast, AKA co-host,
Yes.
AKA holding it down,
You feel me?
AKA Brad Haru,
AKA by myself, one bag, one cell. Ain't nobody write me.
philosophies, facts. Boost yourself up, bro.
Come on, man.
AKA Pez Neck having ass mother. Hey, listen, man. And we got someone who is virtual, but you know what I mean? Should we get into him first before we go to A-Game or seniority or seniority? Yeah, pull up, bro. Pull up.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's A-Game / Alex Ford Photography.
All that.
You know what I'm saying? Editor of the show.
Yo, we're doing this early. We're doing this early this episode.
Technically spiritual advisor, you know what I'm saying? I got my ballad gear on right now, you know.
Shout out to Ballad, all of them.
You know, shout out my guy Ballad, you know what I mean?
Putting on some
That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into Poetic Silence, man.
Yeah, let's get it, man. All right, so we're gonna holla at Poetic Silence. He's virtually present with us right now. So can you please introduce yourself?
What's the word? What's the word? Peace to the world. It's your boy Poetic Silence, the man with the plan, Mr. Work 24/7, Mr. Make Moves, not excuses, Mr. We get this done, we do this, we out here, you know, voice of the Sixth Element, we making moves, not excuses, gotta understand knowledge is wisdom, we out here for real, big time, big time. We
You
lit.
said it twice. You're not
lit.
playing no games today, bro.
Nah,
you know
nah.
what I mean? You know, and I introduced myself already. Wise, you know, the CEO of the Sixth Element, also Poetic Soul. You know what I mean? Looking for more than yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're still learning. We're still providing the knowledge. We're still impacting the culture. We're injecting it with some vaccination of truth. You feel me? We're not like, you know, we're gonna keep it going. You know, too much sauce. You feel me? Yeah, we pulling papers now. We pulling papers now. All right.
Y'all pulling
You know what I'm
papers.
saying? Yo, I mean, cause like we're gonna get right back. We're gonna get right into it. The first episode, you know, we vibing. We came together, man. It was harmonious. You know what I mean? And you know, it just brought me back to that space 7 years ago when it first started. And I think that we're back in the swing of things. On top of having like Tiff in the building, like we're building the team, and we are the team, and we came together in a harmonious way. So this episode is dedicated to y'all for making this possible. I don't know.
Bless.
Apartment 7. At 7 o'clock?
At 7 o'clock.
Y'all was definitely late.
You see, it only makes sense because that's my life path number.
35, 49,
That's my life path number. Yeah, you feel me? Like,
Early.
Y'all start though.
It might have been like 7:47.
yeah, probably, yeah, 7:47.
See what I did there?
Yo, ain't 47 Brad's number though?
Yo, it's 7:47 right now, dog. Let's pray. No, that's cap. That's all cap. That's all cap.
Wow.
4 minutes ahead of that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get into it, man. Like, you know, with no further ado, you know, we spoke about the elections, the past episode, and you know, election day already happened, but it became election week. You know, just trying to keep up. What I noticed is that a lot of mail-in ballots are still being counted because they were not able to be counted until election day. So we're waiting on that. The current status is, you know, Biden is at how many electoral votes currently?
264, if I'm not mistaken.
264.
So he's 6 electoral votes away from being elected as the new president of the United States. It'll be the first time that candidate would take the incumbent president out of his seat and tell him to bring his ass home. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get y'all pulse on it. Like, what are y'all thinking about what's going on? Have you been sleeping? Are you stressed out right now? There's
Brad.
a lot of voter fatigue going on.
Hey, yo, Brad.
Hey, one of the things I want to say too, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, A-game in the
You
building.
know, just break down the incumbent thing. So you're basically what you're saying is he's going to be one of the first presidents to be
Well, to like, because every president was able to like
do 2 terms.
do a second term, right, unchallenged and everything. So,
I think there's 3.
oh,
If
3.
you're mistaken.
So
Oh, please fact check me.
Uh,
This is what we want the people to do,
let's fact
because I'm only human.
No, so to my knowledge, there's only been 3 presidents in the history of presidential elections who've only served one full term. But I do know that one off the top of my head is George Bush, the father, not the son.
Oh, I see.
He did 1 term.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's 2 other people, but they weren't on the map for the times that I was alive, so
Right.
I didn't have to know who they was.
I don't know why I know this, but Grover Cleveland, he did 2 terms of presidency, not in order though. Like, he did 1 term and then another president took the seat, and then Grover Cleveland took it back over for his second term.
All right, I got a list here actually.
Pull that out.
Real quick, but basically it looks like there was a couple. There's actually a couple more. So so this is on Wikipedia. List of presidents who did not win re-election. So John Adams, John Quincy Adams, Martin Van Buren, Franklin Pierce, Andrew Johnson. Yeah. Chester Arthur. Grover Cleveland was on that list, but not winning the re-election. Benjamin Harris, William Howard Taft, Heather Hoover. Yeah, that's it for the states.
Wait. I think there's some side conversation going on here. Let's tap into it. Back to you.
I think that Bradley should speak first for him and his homeboy.
Hey, yo, Brad, how
Come
you feeling,
speak
bro,
to-
bro?
Yeah, what you-
to your man.
How you feeling,
What's the
Brad?
temperature right now,
Take your
brother?
temperature at 213.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the way I feel, man, and looking at the evidence that's been given to the American public, you know, we're currently at a time where we have to realize that the mail-in ballots is a form of opportunity to create fraud within the elections. And honestly, let's just look logical here, right? You look at the rallies of Joe Biden, and you look at the rallies of Donald Trump. Donald Trump at some points will have 15, 16,000 people come out in the city just to see him in person. Compare that to Joe Biden speaking to a couple hundred at a time. It just doesn't make sense how they say that this is a record-breaking number of people voting in America. Like, this is the most people have ever came out to vote, when in reality, we were in quarantine. When in reality, we had to mail in ballots. I just see like, maybe, just maybe, there may be some cheating going on. How is this the first election that the first day that the electoral college has happened, the votes are not counted? Also, when I went to sleep the day of the election, Donald Trump was winning. I wake up, he's losing that drastically. His campaign and other individuals, other news sources are saying that this is some election fraud. Like, there's Democratic governors telling the people not to count the ballots. I mean, all I'm saying is that, am I saying that they're earning this vote right here, or earning the presidency? I don't believe so. But regardless, whoever they decide to be president, probably didn't win correctly. Like Joe Biden's gonna be a president. Have fun with that dementia. That man, I'm angry. I can't lie, I'm angry because you can tell he stole the election. Real talk.
Hey, yo.
More black people voted for Trump this year than any other year.
Let's keep it logical.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep it logical.
Yo, no, yeah, I
gotta go to name
I wanted to like address the point. I mean,
He said that poo-poo head. You sound now upset, bro.
No, I'm upset for real.
You tight.
bro, listen, man. Like, first of all, it doesn't matter who shows up at the rallies. It's about who shows up at the ballot for you. You know what I mean? That's where it really counts. So, you know, there were some instances where people didn't pull up the Trump rally either. And as y'all know, I guess people said I'm straddling the fence. Okay, I'll wear that. I did vote, though. I do understand my civic responsibility. It's just that we're looking at how things are going. I'm just waiting until the news hits so I can trade some currency pairs and all that. That's what I'm really focusing on, really. Because at the end of the day, like, pick your poison. I mean, like I said this last episode. Now, I understand that he's pissed off, but it's like playing a game that you don't respect the rules to, sort of like Uno. You know what I mean? Like, you play, people coming up with all types of alternative rules as the game is being played. And it's so it's to the point that you can't even play the game with people who are not able to reason and have the logic with, these are the rules. This is what we have to abide by in order to know who's going to win and who's going to lose. You see, when it comes to the presidency, though, like this it's not new. Of course, there's always going to be corruption and and all that. But at the end of the day, I see a lot of states that fell in Biden's favor, and the people spoke. I'm gonna let the people speak, and I'll respectfully wait for those currency pairs to give me some selling or buying signals.
I don't think necessarily think the people spoke, my brother. I think, the electoral college is not a reflection of what the people think,
Okay, so yeah, talk about that.
That's it, but like a state could be majority Republican and still vote blue. The popular vote could be for Trump, and then out of nowhere, that state comes out blue, and more points go towards Joe Biden, towards that 270. So that's why a lot of people don't vote to have people become president, because in reality, their vote doesn't matter. It's not up to them.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Can I ask you a question? So, 2016 presidential election.
Yep.
Donald Trump wins. I mean, we woke up in hell's fire. I feel like we literally went to hell for like a few hours. Mm-hmm. What is your take on the fact that it was said that Russia had something to do with that election and him winning the election? Everybody was mute when Russia was out here playing with the ballots. But now, this is
China's playing with the ballots, and nobody's talking about it. Like, you can tell that Joe Biden's bought by China, been getting bamboozled by them, been getting bullied by them. Everything that we own in here is from China. We ain't producing nothing. Everything that we got, and listen, China not only took our manufacturing companies, not only do we borrow money from them, but they basically own us. So if in reality, when Trump is trying to compete with them, that's a good thing for America. But we too deceived by propaganda to see the truth, if you think about it. And it's not our fault, of course. You see what I'm saying? Because they marketed to us that they're like, oh my God, that's the devil right there. The devil got you to believe that that's the devil. The devil that's behind you on your shoulder, right? Talking about, Joe Biden's the type of man to be your friend, rob you for $100 and help you look for it. That's the type of man and the type of people the Democratic people are. They act like they're your friend, and then out of nowhere, they rob you, or they set you up, and they act like, yo, damn, let me help you look for it. Let me have your back. And they keep doing it. Hey, you're not conscious enough to realize, like, yo, it's this motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. It's this person right here. That's it. I guess that's my only issue with us as black people continuing to vote for Democratic individuals that come and tell you whatever you want to hear, when in reality, that's not who they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I go on that? I mean, honestly, like, I just feel a way about when people speak on behalf of the black community and how divisive we are over these two figures that you know what I mean, that's supposed to be a leader for this country. At the end of the day, we're arguing about which slave master is going to be in that seat. You know what I mean? I mean, did Killer Mike say something like this?
Yeah.
I swear. Yeah, but I believe that because I know I brought this up. I brought this up as a point. like a lot of people who have been hitting my inbox and sending me text messages and telling me that what I need to do with my vote, or what I should, you know what I mean, what decision I should make when I'm a grown ass man and I make my own decisions. Where were y'all locally? Where were you locally? Where was the conversation when it came to the local politics? Because like here's something that just happened in Brockton. They just doubled a lot of people's water bills ×2 from Jack Lally's. You know what I mean? That's what he was advocating for. If you cannot pay taxes to get water, you shouldn't get water. That's a philosophical statement that's happening. So that's something that would impact you
When did that
more
happen?
directly than, you know what I mean? Like
Will said when? When did that?
when? I got wind of it this past week. So it was like the day after election day that I got word that people literally were commenting and saying that my water bill is twice as high now. You know what happened? So then you go to like Brockton Cable Access, right? You go to like your local visual platform that would document and record the meetings, because it's mandated for them to do so. And you see the numbers of views under that, and that will tell you where we at.
Do you think that people don't necessarily vote locally because they don't know when the elections are?
Well, I think a lot of people are not
people
privy
don't
to
vote.
the information, and they're not looking for the information. And I
No,
also
it's-
I want to get Porter
and it
Sounds
also-
on this. I hear you, bro.
Yo, it also falls on the point where, like, you know, they're not educated on it. A lot of people think, you know, voting in a presidential election, you know, that's going to make a bigger difference, not realizing, you know, change starts with your local elections. Not many people know about that. So people don't know about, you know, when they're voting on, like, you know, who's going to be the next counselor at large with the wards in their county. Some people don't even know what ward they're in. So it's like, you know, it begins with education. I mean, we were taught this back like in like elementary this is like 6th grade social studies, but after that they don't discuss it anymore. So people tend to forget, and the biggest election that they always, you know, talk about and, you know, spotlight is the presidential election. You don't hear them spotlighting local elections, so people don't tend to think it's as important. But it's what people need to come to realize is that the local elections are way more important than the presidential elections.
Well, you know, they both have importance. You know, I don't want to strip one like importance from one from the other, but yeah, we should emphasize what the spotlight is not on. If we're really, you know what I mean, if we're really hell bent about, because I'm seeing a lot of people like they've fallen out with people over these elections, like based off of the choices that they make. And I'm not saying that they're wrong or right. It's just a perspective that has to be spoken on, because that's how we're socially dealing with the situation.
Thank God for you not disowning me, my brothers. Thank God. I didn't see that. I didn't see it on social media. I saw a girl get kicked out of her house because she supported Trump. Her sister kicked it out. Like, oh yeah, you a Trump supporter? Take your get out.
Nah, she wanted to do that. Be like, yo, you don't fuck the toilet. I said, you don't leave this back on the toilet. You know what I mean? And I was just waiting for the opportunity to kick your ass out. That's what it sounded like to me.
But if I may say one last thing, brother, I say, like,
course.
regardless of who's president, it still doesn't change the fact that black people, it's not about who's president, it's about you utilizing your own mind, your own ability to change your reality. It's that simple. It's not no president's gonna take you out of your condition. Only you, with the people who are equivalent to you, a reflection of you, can change your paradigm in America. That's it, you know what I'm saying?
You know, so following up, you have anything else to say, sister? Okay, it's all good. So to segue, I wanted to segue into a subtopic of, you know, this current state of the election week, right? Because I've been noticing things about hip hop. I mean, this is the platform where hip hop and sociology collides. So it's only right. Oh, go ahead again.
I just had collides.
You said it mad low.
I just had it done right in the mic.
Hey, yo, so like, let's talk about this, man. Like, first of all, Lil Wayne went to pull up on Trump, right, about the platinum plan. And
I mean, Lil Wayne. The thing with Lil Wayne is, if you check Lil Wayne's track record, he said a lot of stuff that has led you to make this make sense.
yeah.
Like Lil Wayne
Right.
has been saying, I don't see color. I don't see this. I don't see. He's been doing that for years.
That's a fact.
So I'm not really surprised. I'm not really shocked. I'm not really, you know what I mean? I'm not. It's like I get that people think it's news, but I'm like, Lil Wayne already done told you where he's like. He kind of already let you know. Like he just. He doesn't look at it like that.
So standing with Trump makes you automatically a sellout? Like, was it
I don't think it's the Trump.
how we saying?
It's not the Trump. It's like now we're looking at your track
The
record.
nigga, I ain't no sellout. You know what I'm saying?
No, well the thing is, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I'm saying that this move is on brand for him. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that it's on brand for his move. I don't understand why this made news. That's what I'm explaining.
Like, why are people surprised?
Yeah, why are people surprised that he did this?
And you all see that tweet, like someone saying, like, "Yo, is Lil Wayne canceled or nah?" You know what I mean? Like, it all had that sound at the end.
Yeah.
This is what I think, and I mean, God knows I know every word to a milli. But I think, like AJ was saying, he has a track record of certain comments, and it's not just. I don't think it's just the Trump thing that people are like, "Oh my God, Lil Wayne." It's that if before this whole thing of him meeting with Trump and him saying, "Oh, I like the, his take on prison reform and the platinum plan for Black America, X, Y, and Z," he has said some very like out of pocket shit.
Yeah.
One that I had seen was him saying that he doesn't want no more dark skinned kids, and he has a whole dark skinned daughter who walks around this planet, who is so for her father, but every other kid after her following is with a lighter skinned brother. You see what I'm saying? There's certain things that he says or does. Oh, well, there's a white man recording me, so obviously the media doesn't see color. Like, yo, how were you treated on Rikers Island? I want to know if they didn't see color on Rikers.
Great point.
I want to know that.
That's a great point.
I want to know what forms your mind. Like, I get that he tells the story all the time of Officer, I think it's like Officer Bob or Uncle Bob is what the officer was named. He shot himself as a child. And he's like, it was a white man who picked me up and took me in his car and took me to the hospital and did not leave until they told him I was okay. I understand that. Every white person ain't Uncle Bob.
Right.
Some people are Uncle Ruckus.
And some of them are Cheddar Bob too.
It's Cheddar Bob too.
They shoot their own.
So I think he needs to. I don't think that I should control who you vote for politically. If Brad wants to vote for Trump, that's Brad's prerogative.
Yeah.
Does that mean that I'm not going to sit and eat chips for Brad? No. Okay, because at the end of the day, black people are still going to be rare.
Exactly where the hell we at. You know what I'm saying? And yo, I wanted to take this somewhere, right? I wanted to take this somewhere because like this is a trend, a social trend that's really, it's been decades long that celebrities, entertainers, actors, actresses, they're the spokesperson for black people in these arenas. So if an average person reached out to Donald Trump like, "Hey, Donald Trump, I think I have a plan that's going to save Black America. I don't know where you stand with that, but I would like to sit down and have a meeting with you."
That's what he's going to do. He's going to sit down. He's going to have a meeting with you, and then he's going to see the interest. He's going to see what he can do. He's going to invest in it, just like the situation with Ice Cube. It's crazy because Ice Cube went to the Biden platform as well, asked to sit down with them, and guess what they told Ice Cube? They told Ice Cube, "Well, we're just going to have to wait until after the election," because they already assumed that they got us in the bag. They already assumed that the propaganda made us hate Trump and never think to work with him. When in reality, there's no business in politics. There's no business. There's no feelings in business. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what we are. We're too emotional as black people because I should be able to. I can work for a boss that I can't stand. But it's about the bread though. We live in a capitalistic nation. It's not about the character of that person. It's about, okay, give me the investment so I can aid those that I give a fuck about their character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my prerogative.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And it's just the point that I wanted to get across here though, right, is the fact that we get lulled to sleep. When we get lulled to sleep. We get put to sleep. Yeah. When we depend on these entertainers to get it right for us, because and they, like 2016, Steve Harvey walks through the to the Trump Towers, I believe, right? That's where he met her. Went to the Trump Towers. Do you hear his perspectives on things now? Is he still holding on to that torch, or did he like just passively pass it off to someone else because it's convenient for him? You know what I mean? Like my whole problem with this whole construct is that, you know, that's what's on the spotlight. The celebrity entertainer is on the spotlight. Where the intellectuals, those who are they're gonna level with you, and they're gonna let you know where you're wrong, and they're gonna point out that the receipts. They're gonna bring receipts with them now, and then they're also gonna say that black people, we're not asking no more. We're getting tangibles. So it's either you're gonna fall in line, or we're going to hold on to our vote. And I think that hold wasn't strong enough because the timing was a little too late for Ice Cube to market the platinum plan for America. This is something that you should see how they behave around it before an election year.
The platinum plan.
If you want to know how real they are, you gotta apply pressure.
The platinum plan is a different thing.
Did y'all read the platinum plan?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just asking, did y'all read the platinum plan? Have
Yeah.
y'all seen it?
Yes, I did.
Isn't the same thing? Because I thought it was the Black Contract for America and then the platinum. Because Ice Cube was already saying the platinum plan has nothing to do with it.
So you're saying he has the black contract
he
of America?
He said the platinum.
Yes.
Yeah, he has said the platinum.
Okay, yeah, because that, yeah. So let's make that clear.
He said the platinum plan is the plan that Trump has said is his plan for Black America.
And you took some of the points from the
Ice
contract.
Cube said he went with the contract for Black America, but what he and other, like, I forgot the guy's name who he said is kind of like mentoring him and helping.
Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yeah. They took the Black contract and he went to both administrations and said, hey, this is what I'm looking at for stuff. And I feel like because sometimes people don't read.
Yeah.
Say the word.
They put everything together and said, oh, well, you're supporting so-and-so, and it's like, no. I mean, granted, you can still be like, for Ice Cube, that's not my business. But at least when we're speaking on points, make sure you have the right material. Because it confuses people. Because people are walking around making it as though the platinum plan is Ice Cube's plan, and it's not.
So, Queen, what does the platinum plan do? That's my question.
Look, let me tell you something. Everybody can have whatever plan they want. When are the reparations hitting my account? When is the student loans going away for all the years of slavery when you told me I couldn't read?
I had the closest thing to reparation under the Trump administration.
You got CARE Act.
What?
I had the closest thing to reparation.
Hold on. What is up? You said that right now.
That PUA was busting. Hold up.
That CARE Act money, well, it was busting.
That PUA money was busting. Not only that, but
You mean your money was busting?
call it whatever.
Does everybody ain't get that?
I got my money back. Shoot.
So basically, also on that, I mean, I think we should look at this platinum plan a little bit deeper too.
Talk.
I mean, just for curiosity.
Yeah.
Because who knows next week if it's even ever gonna come into effect.
I mean, of course I was writing president.
But it'll just be something to think about. It'll be something to talk about. That's it.
I like
We'll
that.
talk about it in retrospect.
Open-minded.
That's it. We'll just talk about it in retrospect because one of the things one of the things I would like to challenge is basically the idea too, because the thing is, so in our community, right? If we have someone who's a trusted leader for ourselves or whatever the case may be or whatever, are they not supposed to meet with other leaders? Especially leaders we may not like. As a community, should they never meet with these leaders, or should they meet with these leaders? That's a question to think about. Because the thing is, like, anytime we have any of our leaders or anybody who you think is, someone who gives a voice to the voiceless, meet up with somebody who we think is an op or something like that. The first thing we do, we just lose our minds. We're like, yo, cancel him, cancel that, bro, cancel him. But it's like, if we're gonna have someone talk to this person, who's gonna represent? Like, who are we gonna have talk to this person other than just a bunch of angry people yelling at him? That's all. That's a question. That's just a question to think about.
I agree, but it should be someone who is knowledgeable in what they're talking about. I do not want to see, and I'm sorry, I don't want to see people who don't read who don't pick up a book, who don't understand all perspectives of what they're talking about, going up to say, oh, I'm going to talk to Donald Trump about what the black community
Yes, I can agree with.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
There are people who spend their money to go to school, to read every perspective, whose job it is to go into these spaces and say, you know what, I've been noticing that there's a lot of inequality in these inner city communities. These are the issues that we're having. These are the ways that we can fix them.
Yeah.
Let's trial run some things and see if that works. And then if it doesn't work, let's hit the drawing board again and say, okay, this worked, this didn't work. Let's try this again. Let's try it this way. I feel like too many people now are just popping up trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm a political person. And you're not, because you don't even know how to read properly. You don't know the linguistics that go into certain things.
Right.
So I feel like some people need to understand that maybe this is not their job.
Jump. Wait. Can I rebuttal that? Please?
No, it's not for you.
All right. So I guess like I would disagree because those who do go to school, those who do go to college, those who usually do go to those prestigious schools, they become less able to really even relate to the black community that they're trying to represent. So like they become the bourgeoisies. You take that black person, real talk. You take that. I'm being 100 with you. A lot of those black individuals who deem themselves to be so educated, they can't go back to the hoods and influence anybody. They're not the voice of the people because that establishment, though it educates you to be educated, it kind of brainwashes you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the voice of the black people may not need a degree in today's time to deem themselves to be educated. In my opinion.
I would say they would have to know. They would.
Malcolm
They
didn't
would
go to college.
It
And
ma-
that's who I look up to.
and maybe that person should have experience navigating those parts and understanding and getting a pulse for the issues that exist within those confines as well. Like, cause I sort of look at like though someone who is like they're hood smart and they also book smart. They're able to combine the two and you know they create neural paths in their minds to be like, yo, I know how to survive in this place and I know how to live in this place too. You know what I mean? Like I look for, so like I'm gonna give an example of who I would look to for like, yo, what is the answer that we can, what is a solution that we can test run, right? Like a Dr. Amos Wilson, he wrote a whole book called The Blueprint for Black America. There's over 1,000 pages in that joint, but that shows the level of dedication that he exudes in order for us to like be on one accord. Because like one person over here saying that black people are not a monolith, he's over here like, yeah, I understand that, but I'm thinking of everyone within this experience here. You know what I mean? For a solution from where we at to where we going. So it's like he understands both, like he got a PhD, right? But he's also in tune with Harlem. Because that's where he was at. That's where he was building up community centers. That's where he was like he probably had a lot of mentees. And this is what I actually want to research further, you know, and bring on the platform one day. Because like you just listen to a lecture for 2 hours of that brother, and you hear him speak. It's not coming from a place of like, you know, I'm smarter than you. No, I'm speaking to you, my brother and sister. This is what I'm seeing as a problem, and I don't have all the answers, but we can work on it together. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a level of humility, you know, for that brand of being that person that could represent us in any room. And there are brothers like out there. Like shout out to Dr. Kaba Kameni. You know what I mean? There's brothers that are out there, still alive, still breathing, that we don't tap into a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like if they pull up to your city and they have a whole lecture giving you knowledge on like, yo, your kids are dealing with like post-traumatic stress syndrome. Here are some solutions that I've implemented that works around my way that could work here too. Would you pull up to it, or are you like, oh, that's what's up? You know, quick share, like, comment, hearts, I care, but that's it? No, you gotta be thirsty for that knowledge and apply it. And that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prophet Cal.
I mean, like I said, I wanted to add in the whole, like even with the Ice Cube things, you know, Ice Cube obviously is book smart.
Yeah.
He's somebody who's been, I mean, he has book smarts. You know what I'm saying? He's also someone who's been in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's been representing the people for a long time. Mm-hmm. He's been doing all that stuff or whatever. And, you know, he also has someone like a Claude Anderson behind him as well. So it's like, we then turn around and cancel this person. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
No, you're right. No, I agree with you. I'm with you too.
You know what I'm saying? I understand how the optics look. Like from the outside, the optic is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How you gonna meet with an op? Like that's it.
Yeah.
But that's the, you know, we have to be able to kind of think past that, think past the initial reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that.
We need a camera on this.
Yeah, something as a people, I think we can work on as a whole. Is just thinking past the next step.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a reaction, and then what? And then what?
Yo,
you know what I mean? We cancel them.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you for doing what you do, for trying, bro. You tried. You know that you come on. You connected with Dr. Claude Anderson. I respect that move. You know, it's not like you're not just doing that on your own accord. You're not just, you know what I mean, just talking out your ass. Like you're actually like you like, here's a contract for Black America, and I'm sure that he's had other people vet that as well on top of Dr. Claude Anderson. So yeah, I applaud the effort. I'm not going to judge. It's so easy to judge in these times, but it's like if you're not in those spaces, you know, we don't understand the circumstances around that situation. So it's like it's always going to look crazy. The optics is always going to look wild when you don't control the circumstance. But how do you navigate in a room full of vultures?
Yep.
Right? That's a question like that I would love to ask, like Ice Cube or people who have spoken on our behalf in these confines. Like, how do you navigate in a room full of vultures, especially when you're powerless in many ways? You're powerful as an individual, but it's like, do you have the collective behind you? You know, as you go in these spaces, like, yeah, I'm with whatever he's with. You know what I mean? So if I come outside the meeting and like, yo, the meeting didn't go well at all. He's not hearing out what we're trying to implement, you know, with the contract for Black America. He only took a couple of points. So, you know what I mean? We're going to have to apply some pressure. Then that's when people got to get on code, and there's no code for that. That's why people are conveniently
the problem is
setting judgment.
The problem is we as a people, we're not monolithic. We're not monolithic at all. That's why, you know, in a situation like that, we can never stand united, because even though in a situation, you know, that would benefit us all, we all would stick to our own views rather than like, you know what, this one person got a plan right here. Yo, even though I got beef with you, I don't agree with you, we should all come together. Nah, we as a people are just ignorant, you know, in our own respect on some real shit. We're ignorant to that. You know what I mean? And we let our pride get in the way that there's no way, you know, we'll just let, you know, our pride go and just be like, all right, yo, you take the wheel, you drive, and you know, when it's our time to take the wheel, we'll take over. But for now, you got it, you getting us there. Nah, we all want to be the person to get us there, rather than just stand, you know, behind one person and just stand strong and stand solid. Now, I mean, we got to be more like, I was having a conversation with some other people the other day, and we're like, yo, no, boy, we need to be more like the Jewish people that are in America or the Chinese people that are in America, because, yo, when they're moving through something or they got something going on, it stays between them. And if there's a problem and somebody got a solution, no matter how somebody feels about it, you know, or who got beef with who within that, you know, culture, you know, they're all going to stand together in solidarity, you know, to make that one thing happen, because it's going to benefit them all and it's going to trickle down. Then, you know, they'll go their own ways rather than opposed to, oh, that's his idea. Nah, scratch that. I got something better, you know, and that's just the problem with our people.
I mean, hey, I know Bad wanted to go after you. So do you have anything to say to what Poetic Silence has?
Yo, not only do I agree with my bro, but because he taught me make moves, not excuses, that's what I'm about to do right now. If there's any Black individual out there right now that wants to make moves, that wants to change their reality, that wants to get a part of a movement that's going to not only unify them economically, but make sure that we can build spiritually, build intellectually, this is the movement. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many movements within this movement right here. So you reach out to us, because right now, we're not only going to tell you about the problem, which Poetic Silence is completely right, but there are people who do believe that we can grow past that. There are people who are conscious just like us right here. There are people who are watching this at home that want to unify, that are not going to let greed, anger, and jealousy come in between what's the betterment for the Black race. And if you are one of those people, I aid you in understanding that we have your back, we are your family. If you want to join us, follow us, build with us, we're nothing but a DM away.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I appreciate you, bro. God, anything you want to share on top of that, Tiff?
No, we just got more things to discuss.
Yeah, we got more things to talk about. All right, so we're gonna escape from this topic, and we're gonna build on something that we just learned. I just learned today that King Von has passed away in Atlanta from a shooting. Rest in peace to King Von. It's crazy because like a few days ago, me and A-Game were building for a few hours, and he was like, "Yo, there's somebody who I've been listening to." And it was like, and it was the way that he said it is like, it had like an OG energy behind it. Like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm not going front. I do listen to some of these, young rappers, man, right? And like, he said King Von, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Nah, facts, bro. I just got hit. No, like, I just got hit. I was listening to a couple of his tracks, The Crazy Story, Welcome to Old Block, all that stuff or whatever. I was like, yo. It's just, I like the fact that he took the storytelling element to the hip hop, to his raps and stuff like that, which is something that a lot of rappers don't do anymore. Mm-hmm. And he brought that to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was like the nicest MC ever, but you know what I mean? But to bring that element back into the forefront, I thought that was a positive movement within hip hop. Right. I mean, he's a savage. He's like, the lyrics are crazy. Yeah. But the actual storytelling element, he did have a really good talent, with drawing a picture, with painting a really elaborate, vivid picture of what he was experiencing, and that's what I appreciated about the art that he was making. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely rest in peace to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the rest in peace to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Condolences to the family, and just prayers, man.
Yeah, man. And the other two brothers that were with him too. Yeah, rest in peace.
But that man also, we gotta think about the law of karma. Alright, so all of y'all out there who like to sit here and disrespect another person's dead homie or another person's dead just dead family member, you sit there that you're saying that you're smoking their ashes, like that's disrespectful. And now when you say words like that and you put that out into the universe, there's the law of equivalent exchange. So what you put out is what you will receive. And in reality, it's unfortunate that he had to go through that. But this is a lesson. Take all of these deaths in hip hop as a lesson. Learn from these idols that you're worshiping. Because a lot of them are toxic and they know no better.
I was so sure that he was about to get us killed. Oh my God. What I will say is I didn't listen to King Von. I'm not really deep to Chicago rap. I got my few heard and all that. What I will say is the power of relationships and energy. And I always notice when certain rappers die, I like to see what people have to say about them, how they live their life. And nobody was trying to make Von out to be the best person on the planet. He was so kind and gentle. They knew, run streets. But it was also the, Von will tell you the truth. Von's real. Von will tell you how it is. He's not sugarcoating nothing. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And I do want to say also, think of the family members in this aspect. Lil Durk is his cousin, I believe. And I remember in high school, I feel like every month, Durk lost somebody of the friends. And it was always a family member or somebody very close to his team that killed his manager. Outside of the spot in Chicago, they killed his cousin Newski. So to see his family, and I think this is the first time in a while I've heard a family member of his dying, and I've noticed a lot of Chicago rappers and certain rappers moving out of Chicago because they cannot take constantly having to be under surveillance. Yeah. We do know that there was an open case with Durk and Von with the shooting in Atlanta. And they had a beef with people who, and I tell people this all the time, there's a difference between hip hop beef and real life. Yeah. This is real street beef. This is real. When I see you, it's a problem. And people don't consider that. I feel like a lot of rappers need to start realizing when you step into hip hop and you rapping gang life and gang activity, make sure that is the life that you live. Because you will run up on somebody who's really about that street life and you will get hurt. I've seen people like 6ix9ine laughing on the post. God always gets the last laugh. Yeah. The universe gets the last laugh of everybody's life. So make sure that you are taking the proper steps to not just protect yourself. He could have been out with anybody. He could have been out with his kid. He could have been out with his mom. And people don't care about that. especially coming from Chicago. Chicago streets don't give nothing from but your mama, your grandma. They see you out, it's over. So I think people need to start looking at the steps that they're taking in their life. A lot of people are saying that he was just, and from the songs that people have said they heard, he was just scratching the surface of his talent. He was finding himself as a writer in his own right. He was going on his path to probably be neck and neck with his own cousin. People don't really think about that when they go out there and commit tax violence.
Yeah, he just like started rapping, like I think he started rapping and like one of his first tracks just kind of blew up, and then obviously, you know what I'm saying, his cousin just took some notice of him and was like, yo, we rolling, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he said, I watched like some interviews on the Breakfast Club or something like that with Lil Durk, you know, I watched that like the other day, and you know, he was like, yo, how long you been rapping for? He's like 5 months or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And he already had that first crazy story and it was going in, you know, it was going off, so yeah, he was definitely still very early in the process. And you know, this one definitely reminds me, it's very reminiscent of the Pop Smoke one. You know, that's definitely what I said in the group chat too. But same thing, like I just was like starting to scratch the surface on Pop. Like when he came, what was that track that he just, what was the one that he did with that video where he's like driving around and everything, Pop Smoke?
No, probably the one with Quavo?
Nah, it was like, he was like driving around like in like the city and stuff like that. It was like,
Liquor Belly, Billie Jean.
yeah.
That's like every.
Dior.
Yeah, maybe it was
all
on
the stores.
Oh yeah, I think he said something like "We Outside" or something like that.
Oh, We Outside. Yeah, that's a record. That's actually a record. I think that's actually what the.
I think that was the one that right when he came out with that. I seen that video. I was like, oh okay, this kid kind of he got a different flavor to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I was just like, all right. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Let me see what he's gonna do with this. You know what I'm saying? And then so I was kind of like just checking his moves a little bit, and then you know. Next thing I know, I'm like 1 month, 2 months later, like for me getting, for me even just understanding who he is, you know, he's in LA and that's, everything goes down. So I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? I'm like, dang, I don't even want to find any new rappers anymore.
Please don't.
No lie. It's really discouraging. It's discouraging.
Don't tell me about nobody. I don't even want to know.
We was in the car and I definitely told kids the A game don't need to discover no more people that rap.
Yo,
I really don't.
Real
Like
talk.
your life.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm about to stay in my lane.
Yo, you know who I was just doing a search because it's a fresh pair of eyes on King Von. Like I hear his name, you know, you hear about his impact. You may have heard the track and not even realize that it was him. And that was my case, right? Like, and I was listening to King Von, and then I saw a video literally that was posted a week ago from Karen Civil, like, and she pulled up to Old Block, you know, to do, you know, welcome to my neighborhood. Shout out to Karen Civil. Like that's crazy. Nipsey, like Pop Smoke, you know what I'm saying? Like
Karen Civil's on blocks.
like it's wild because it's like and it's real discouraging. Like, you know, when I was watching an interview with 50 Cent and he was talking about Pop Smoke, right? Because that was his mentee, like that was his little bro, like giving him knowledge and everything like that. And like he noticed what was different from him, that distinguished him from anybody else was how thirsty he was for the knowledge. Like the young rappers, or no, I'm not that young, so they're probably around my age even. They're still picking up knowledge. They're still learning the game. They're still learning what hip hop really is, I hope, right? And you know, like I don't know who that mentor was for King Von, but I'm just noticing like that disconnect, you know, between the MCs and the artists that I look up to and I give high praises to and everything like that, and also this generation of artists like the King Vons and the BG Ducks and Pop Smokes, and you know, you go down the list of all these artists that died early. You know what I mean? Like that's wild to me.
I also think it's important to realize that some of these kids, people who are supposed to be their mentors, are not here either.
Yeah.
I think that's something to think about. You think about a lot of rappers that we've had who died from the 90s or the 80s or the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Those were supposed to be their mentors. When I hear a lot of rappers coming out of Chicago, I used to always wonder, like, why aren't any of your mentors people like NWA, people who are telling those street stories in a certain fashion?
Right.
With no care. They don't care about what people think or how people feel. It's like, oh, I'm just telling my experience as a kid who grew up on Oakland or a kid who grew up on Essence. This is the life that I live. And I think one particular thing with Pop was Pop mirrored 50, so it was destined to be a thing because just the way he moves or he talks or how he talks about his neighborhood, it was very 50 Cent like. Oh, look at him and his entourage full of dudes who really will shoot. You know, the way the musical style was always remixing 50s, joints.
Like PTSD.
Yeah, and I think the thing is too that I really liked about Pop Smoke. I used to always, me and my brother talk about it. I was like, if Pop Smoke would have got shot in LA and would have lived, he was guaranteed his get rich and die trying story. And these younger kids were going to get their 50 Cent. That was supposed to be their 50 Cent. And people don't care like that. Do I think that he would be better than 50? No, I feel like Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic. It can't really be touched in that magnitude.
Yeah.
But I do think that every once in a while the universe sends somebody who mirrors that for another group of kids. And I feel like Pop was going to be that mirror because there was a point in time where every time 50 dropped, it don't matter what song it is, it's getting played and it's getting overplayed.
Yeah, everybody talking about it, but that's like from my fifth grade perception when he was really like applying himself to everywhere, like everyone rocking genuine sneakers and all this. So it's like, there is an age factor with this, in terms of like, Pop Smoke would just be the Pop Smoke for this generation. We don't even think about 50 Cent. Like, you know what I mean? That's, yeah, go ahead, Booga.
I want to say, like, if all of these gangs could just create a peace treaty and understand that, like, together we can make more money, I think that'd be a lot more powerful. Like, if Israel and in the Middle East, Northern Africa could create a peace treaty after killing like millions of each other's soldiers, if Russia and America could do the same thing, I believe that like BDs and GDs could do the same thing. I know it's hurt, I know it's deep, but like continuing on this cycle is only going to breed us the same situations happening. Us losing people that we love. Brothers and sisters, I really think it's time that we create a peace treaty and we stop fighting one another and find ways to coexist, business-wise, make money, you know what I'm saying? There's ways that we can move past this. I'm tired of having to have this conversation. It really hurts me personally, even though I don't know these people personally. I don't know Pop, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know King Von. And when I see King Von die on the street, I see his body kind of lifeless on the street, his brothers picking him up, trying to put him in the vehicle, I almost cried. Because that's still another brother. I'm still empathetic. I could feel that. I'm like, what if that was my bro? You know what I'm saying? And personally, it's like, for all of y'all on Facebook that's a Kiki and like, don't get me wrong, like, I understand it because I do it too. I'm a hypocrite because of this. But we should never ever laugh at somebody else's downfall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big. That's big. That's big. That's big. That's big. We shouldn't, man. And we do. And it makes me like, look internally when we look at situations outside of our area. You know what I mean? I look at like how can we move more efficiently within our confines locally. You know what I mean? So like it would be a thing for me to also have a ballad, hoodie or attire or rock some Luke Bars joints or C4 just dropping a fire album at that. You know what I mean? And it's like, we said what? You said
It's five.
That's a Miami slang.
Man, just say the whole thing, bro.
Kansas from
I'm from out here.
He's from the South.
Yeah, there's no South out here. Whatever, man. No, but honestly, like, that's where we should apply like these lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like looking outwards and seeing how crazy the situation was. I just heard something that you said, and it's like metaphorically, it says a lot. When you said like his brothers held up his lifeless body. I don't want to wait until you're lifeless to hold you up. Like, it has to be in the now. It has to be in the moment. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's what I take from the situation. It's just sad altogether. We're going to learn more as we go. And, condolences to the family. All right? Damn, anything else y'all want to say to this, y'all?
I'm not adding nothing else. I just feel like it's R.I.P. and we're going to move on.
Thank you.
We're going to
No
let
word.
Sad, bro.
Let's get it.
Sad, bro. I need some other.
You know what I mean? Drink some aqua and all that for those listening and
Now,
watching.
on a positivity note, Busta Rhymes, now Cass, have dropped some new tapes.
Yo, extension level.
Yeah, extension level 2.
Extension level 2.
The Wrath of God.
Extinction level 2.
Extension, elevation. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of E's. And
Yo, how'd y'all feel about the album though? I have mixed
The
emotions
intro
about
is
the
great.
album.
I actually
Extinction
overheard
level
this.
event.
Extension level event is.
Extinction level
I mean,
event
it's
2.
not necessarily a positive thing in people's eyes, but it's like this is something that can't happen. And he played off. He played off of that.
But did you hear number 1?
Was it fire?
Huh?
Did you hear the first one?
Of course. Intro. Come on, man.
The first. No, I'm saying the
he said
first.
the first
Oh
one.
yeah, I listened to the first one today.
Yeah.
I listened
So
to the
the first
one
extension
today.
level. I mean, this is the
Yeah.
sequel album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he set it up. You know, and there was before it was. There's only 5 years left. You know what I mean? Like way back when he was doing the whole countdown to like.
There's 5 years left, nigga. There's 2 days left. There's 1 day left, nigga. But to Chris Rock,
He was doing the whole countdown to 2000, I think, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then now, you know, bringing it back here with 2020 or whatever. So
22,
it's
23 years,
definitely
yeah.
interesting. But you know, I think he was in my opinion, I like this Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
I think he was in rare form. I think he hit you with kind of the faster stuff kind of up front, it seems like, and then it looks like he kind of slowed it down, hit you with the Pastor Cavassier type flow like later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was spitting, he was saying some stuff, man. There's a couple times I had to kind of just be like, hold on, what'd you just say? You know what I mean? I was like, okay. But I think one of the things that I noticed here, and to kind of pull back into like even this generation of rappers, you know, with that group of 90s rap, you know, with the Busta Rhymes, with the Nas, with the Wu-Tang Clan, with the Rakim, with the, you know what I'm saying, KRS-One, you know, with the Shan, Lord Jamar, all these dudes or whatever. A lot of these dudes came from the 5% Nation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
LL too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes came from 5% Nation. So that's like another aspect that you also have to think about as well. Like some of these brothers, like they really, you know, they went into the scholarship of some of this stuff or whatever, you know, and they've come out with, you know, knowledge itself. So there is definitely a different base. There's a different base and there's a different worldview. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I do appreciate about this type of artist, and also for him to come out now, and especially in what time we're in, and you know what's kind of like the musical landscape, to hear from a veteran like this it's refreshing in my opinion.
Yo, you said it all right there, man. Cause yo, what's his horoscope? Is he a Gemini?
I don't know what that
Yo,
means.
that man pulled up with multiple personalities on that
He
album.
very well might be.
But it's like it's a continuation.
I mean, if Jamaican was a astrological sign.
Thank you.
Shout out to my Jamaicans. Shout out to my Jamaicans. Shout out to my Jamaicans,
It
bro.
didn't matter what his sign was. It was the fact that he was Jamaican.
Shout out to my
Yo.
Jamaicans. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to yo. Listen,
You know
if
what
it
I
wasn't
mean?
for Jamaica, hip hop wouldn't exist.
Facts.
Just keep it
Thank you.
down.
Facts.
Keep it
Shout out to
down.
my people.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's facts for
Give all
the
the
Bachelors
Jamaicans
back in the
their
day.
flowers, bro.
Yo, I give y'all your flowers, man. You know what I mean? From you know what I'm saying? From us to you.
From IAT.
Yeah.
From IAT.
Yeah, even though we have a history. Still
Respect,
got
respect.
you, son.
Yo, but nah, listen, there was something that he, like his approach. Who do you know who would have Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Rakim, you know what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock for, you know, interludes or whatever. Like, he has such a decorated career that I think doesn't get enough respect. Cause like, he should be on people's top 10s. And he's in my top 5. Just he
My man's
has.
on the cusp. He's right on the cusp.
He's right on the
He's
cusp.
right on the cusp with Taurus and Gemini.
Wow.
May
You see?
20th.
How'd I know?
He's a Taurus.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to Afro.
He's a Taurus.
Shout out to
He's right on the cusp.
He's a Taurus.
And the thing, you know the thing that makes me, that's very interesting to me, because one of my good brothers, King Mas, is also a Taurus. And they remind me of each other so much.
Yo.
Like he got that bus kind of like flow energy type thing going on sometimes when he be on the,
Yo.
when he be on the mic.
That's my bro, Afro, man. Shout out to Chess Clint. And yo, he like
Yo, Taurus.
that's his favorite. That's what he's a Taurus.
He's a Taurus too.
That's his favorite.
Right.
His favorite MC is Busta Rhymes.
I know you're a Taurus, Edward.
Yo, that's his favorite MC, but ironically, he got into Crunk as well. And I feel that's another aspect that people don't speak about with Busta Rhymes. Like, he indirectly, like, set the precedence for how Crunk music would sound. And it's a worldwide culture. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man, this album, it was just real refreshing, especially, like, I was waiting for that since We Got It From Here, from A Tribe Called Quest. You know, when they dropped that, and you know, I don't know if y'all ever watched the Space Program music video, but like, you know, Phife Dawg was like basically spitting from an orb because he's no longer hearing the physical, but he's hearing essence. So that was what they were like kind of getting at. But you should watch it, the Space Program. I've dropped some real tears on that video because Phife Dawg, like he impacted our lives. You know what I mean? It makes sense why Busta Rhymes will want to be a member of A Tribe Called Quest. You know what I mean? But he's to me, he's always been the member of A Tribe Called Quest. You know what I mean?
Do you remember? I don't know what Grammys it was. It was a recent Grammys within the past 5 years. And A Tribe Called Quest and Busta Rhymes performed. I think it was All of My People by Tribe Called Quest. And Busta was the opener, like introducing the song.
Yeah.
And Busta was cussing out Trump. I was like, yo, the only thing for Busta to say is like Bumbaclaw, like for the Grammys.
Yo.
But the performance itself was like very, like, it was one of those moments where you stop and you're like, yo, this is the Grammys. Like, this is black people on a global scale right now.
Yeah.
Being political and also like being just black. Like, yo, we here, you're gonna accept it how it looked.
Right.
You know, my man didn't have his stomach popping. You know, he was for a while.
You know what I mean? But he got it right.
But I like that. I like that right now he's in that space of getting healthier, releasing music. I really loved the Old Dirty Bastard record. I was like, yo, you just gonna do us like that?
I wish they worked.
It sounded so.
It sounded
like he was there. Like at the beginning, I was like, oh. I was like, OD. I was like, he got OD on that. Then I was like, wait a second. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't remember for a second. I was like,
Yo, that was dope. No bull. I feel like that was the best track on the album.
Yeah.
That was the best track of the album. Honestly, I had mixed emotions about, you know, the album. Like, Busta is one of my favorite artists, but I don't know. I couldn't get jiggy with a lot of his shit. But there were certain tracks like with ODB, Slow Flow, that he got that other joint with Rick Ross.
Master Muhammad.
That went
goes hard. That goes hard.
That was like a cushion caviar type of vibe. Like, it was just so smooth. Then he got that other joint, Deep Thought, and then the joint with Kendrick.
Look over your shoulder.
It was beautiful. It was dope.
I wasn't ready for what Kendrick brought to that track when I first heard it. Never ready for it. Like, man. Yeah, do you think Kendrick got Busta Rhymes on that track? Cause like when you talk about Kendrick, like Kendrick's trying to murder all you niggas. Like that's what he said. So I'm holding you to that, K Dot. Like did K Dot get that in your opinion, Poetic Silence, or did Busta Rhymes come through with the like a Dungeon Dragon? What you think?
Yo, I don't know. For me, I felt like Kendrick took it. I don't know. I might be biased. Yo, I love Kendrick, and I just feel like the way he flowed, the way he spoke on it. That that shit was just poetry. Like, he was just. It definitely wasn't a body bag. I wouldn't say a body bag, but it was definitely like an edge. Like, he had that. But Busta did his joint on it, but just the way Kendrick just danced on it. Kendrick just danced on it, just moonwalked over the joint. Busta shot it up, but like Kendrick just moonwalked over. It was just smooth.
Yeah, I gotta shout out. I'm gonna go on Rap Genius and
what's up then?
Look up some of the lyrics. Who took it?
Yo, Kendrick.
Nah, I think K Dot edged that. I won't even hold you.
I don't pick between my brothers.
I think he edged that. No, but I love to both of them. You feel me? Lyrically, nah. Kendrick, he dropped the whole control. He's trying to control shit and say he's killing every nigga in sight. So I'm holding him to that. Yo, but nah. What about the track with Vibes Cartel? From what's your perspective on that?
Right now.
Go ahead.
The track with Buffy's in prison.
With the
Because
guy.
Vibes Cartel is that man.
Man, Vibes Cartel got a recording studio in
Yeah,
prison.
he has a recording studio in prison.
Yeah.
Like Vibes Cartel.
Yo, he been dropping some joints. So, yo, his sons are nice too.
It's Vibes Cartel. I mean, look. No, I love any time a bunch of Jamaicans find each other on a track. You know, kumbaya, me like that. But I feel like for this specific album, the way it was flowing to me, I feel like this could have been the one album where you could have left off that vibe. I feel like Busta always makes us remember that he's Jamaican. It's like we haven't forgotten. Like we remember. Every year you give us one of those tracks. We remember every year. I felt like he could have kept that or did like a deluxe. Like a lot of people do deluxe, but the songs are like, they feel like they out the first time.
Yeah.
But I feel like he could have. I feel like he could have left Vibes Cartel onto a deluxe.
I agree with that, mate. Like, I mean, 26 tracks is that's a lot.
Yeah.
He gave us everything. Like, I don't know if he even gave us everything, but that's a lot. It felt like everything.
Yeah,
you know?
This is the type of album you got to take 2 and then come back next week. And then, you know what I'm saying? When you come back, you do a track every 2 weeks. That'll get you to the whole year. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's 26. You know what I mean? So you get through the whole year with this.
Yo, what was the track? It reminded me of Hoo Ha. Busta Rhymes up in the place, true indeed. Like, but it gave me a vibe like that though.
It was early. I think it was like
It's like boom
was it
bap. You know what I mean? They're
Strapping
doing all types of like
something like that.
the onomatopoeia and all that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yo, you know what I can't wait for? This is my favorite. My favorite thing about Busta Rhymes is Spliff Star, because like you can't talk about Busta Rhymes without Spliff Star in the background. He's the best hype man there is in hip hop. Fight me, because it's like Spliff. Yo, he doesn't have to spit like.
I mean, bro, you got some notable hype men. All right, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let's put some respect on. You had one of the greatest hype men ever with Flavor Flav. I mean, you can say what you want to say.
Great hype man.
He hit you with that, yeah, boy.
Yeah,
It was on time, man. It was on time. You know what I mean?
Like,
it
yeah,
was on time.
that one
It was on time.
Big
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? I'm not saying this to put my man's career like that or whatever, but you know, Bleak was holding it down for years, man.
Maybe Bleak.
Bleak been holding it down, man. Bleak been holding it down.
Bleak traded in his career for.
Hey, my bro holding it
You
down.
don't know. Yo, Memphis Bleak did hold it down.
When he came out, I was my dude. That was my dude.
Yo, I won't even hold you, bro.
That was my guy.
After the names you mentioned, and then you mentioned Spliff Star, I don't even remember them, bro. Spliff Star is that guy, bro. Shout out to Flavor of Love, you know.
This is what I will say.
Spliff Star, that's his niche, in my opinion. I don't know if he does anything aside from being a hype man, but
He had a couple. He had like that one. He had a verse somewhere, right? In something. He had a verse.
he probably did at some point.
Yeah. Like, Flavor's what? Public Enemy. So everybody else in the group is more militant.
Fact.
Flavor's just kind of like, oh, well, y'all being militant, let me be weird over here so people pay more attention.
Yeah,
You know, but I feel like with Spliff and Busta are those two best friends that just like, yo, we on some weird shit, bro. Like, this and when you see them perform, it's like, Spliff's like, anything Busta do, like, we doing that shit. Like, if Busta, I've watched a whole performance where I'm not even trying to.
Oh, you did with what, Spliff?
He literally, like, Busta literally turned around and like slapped his own ass. And Spliff was like right there with, and it was like, I was like, yo, is nobody gonna talk about that?
Hold on. Oh, we gotta pull that up.
I will show you the video. I'll show you the video later. But when you watch them perform, it's like, yo, that totally went past people because like 2 seconds in, and they're just like doing like robotic.
So hold on, Kenzie. This is your hype man? This is your king?
Yo,
I think
listen.
it is our king. Okay?
Yeah, for real. Let's talk. That's look, hold on. Which camera the number one hype man in hip hop is Spliff Star. At me, bro.
100%.
You kidding me?
100%.
You kidding me? It's not even close. Yo, the synchronicity on the stage, that's what I look forward to with Busta Rhymes, man.
Yo,
know what I mean?
who's gonna match up against him though? Because yo, Split Star is everywhere, and I mean to this day, he's the only hype man who's still around his homie and active with it.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, bro, man, yo, real talk. I wanna meet this man. I wanna meet this man because yeah, no, because I wanna meet the man behind the man. Yeah, dude, the man behind the man. Split Star, holla at me. We gotta work. Let's get some work.
DJ Wise.
What?
The man behind the man.
Yo, like, you see this sauce, like there's certain sauce you can't replicate. Like Busta Rhymes, he's a gem on the cusp, right, of Gemini and Taurus. But that's why he has so many crazy personalities, and he's a Taurus with it. But like Split Star, I don't know what he is or what his horoscope is. I don't even think he's a human being. He's not even a human being, bro. Cause like the synchronicity don't add up to me, especially the Hype Williams music videos, bro. Come on, give me some more. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it will be that vibe if Split Star's not in the video with them. I ain't gonna hold
Flip
you.
is April 18. He's an Aries.
Perfect balance. Taurus and Aries.
Is it?
Yeah, like we compatible.
1, 2. Yeah, I mean y'all.
Taurus and Aries compatible.
1, 2. I guess.
Friendships,
Go
relationships.
find that.
Like
I guarantee
friends.
they definitely had to move around some furniture at some point.
Significant.
I know they move around some furniture.
Oh, so you know how compatible it is.
I missed it.
Nah, I said so you know how compatible you are.
With Aries?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You say what compatibility, sir?
Yeah, we gonna move on from this. You know what I'm saying?
20 years since Stankonia Outkast, the great. We were just informed today that there will be a Versuz of a Tribe Called Quest and Outkast.
I'm sorry, but Outkast.
Ooh.
And you said sorry, like I was going.
Ooh.
Like I was going.
I love a Tribe Called Quest.
Ooh.
I would beat them niggas back in the day. I swear to God, can't agree.
But you can't. You don't have to agree with that. You don't have to. But I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you right now. From the albums and the tracks that will be played, I don't see Outkast losing. And I don't see nobody wanting to pick either in this race.
Well, the thing is,
What's up?
if Q-Tip goes in his producer bag, it can get a little different.
He can't.
Real
He
different.
can't.
He can't.
Oh, those are
When you
limitations.
do a versus battle, if it's not you versus another, like for instance, when they did
What, group versus group?
they do group versus group, you have to do the songs that strictly are you, like the group, or a feature of the group. So they've had producer like Timbaland versus Swiss.
Yeah.
But they had to go into their producer bag. Swiss couldn't just go and be like, oh, I'm gonna pick my song here. He had to pick songs that he did for other people that were big time hits.
That already impacted the streets.
So Andre, like 3 Stacks can't go in his bag and be like, oh, we losing. Hold on, let me just
Pull out, because 3 Stack has some features.
Yeah,
He got some features.
He's known for
like that.
those features. Like his features be Versuz of the year.
Yeah, he be coming out. He be coming out the just wherever he coming out of. He be coming off the spaceship.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite feature?
My favorite feature with Andre.
I know mine. Let's see.
16.
What comes to mind right now is Hollywood Divorce. I like how you approach that track, because when you hear it, it's like there's like a delay on like on the drums in the background. It's like you're trying to find the pocket. You gotta find the pocket with some of the beats that. But Hollywood Divorce, you gotta find the pocket. You know what I mean? Like Lil Wayne found his pocket, but Andre didn't just find his pocket on that track. Like he murdered everybody on that track, in my opinion.
When I was in high school, the only time I heard him was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was in Yacht, and then I heard him again on Frank Ocean's album on Pink Matter. And that made me go back and listen to bro. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. That's one of those.
What's mine?
One of those Javante Davis uppercut.
Hearing you talk about this artist makes me realize how young I am.
I definitely like. I like.
I swear to God, I like to get hit, bro. That's how I feel right now.
Like I really like him on the I Do track. I'm gonna be honest. Like I really like how he came off on that one. But I do have to say that listening to Outkast growing up, I was always Big Boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was always Big Boy, bro.
Respect,
I was always Big Boy.
Respect for that, nigga. Yo,
Like,
Big Boy is nasty.
Big Boy's deep.
My boy Dre was always Andre. He was always like, yo, Dre 3000, yo, he's killing it. But I was like, yo, Big Boy, he had it for me. Like he was just super consistent every track. You know what I mean? And that's what I liked about what he was doing. But I can't lie.
In regards to Big Boy though, I seen a post. I want to hear y'all take on it. I read Big Boy ain't got a career without Andre. How y'all feel about that? Without Outkast, Big Boy ain't got
We know Big Boy.
I like how you just said this thing and walked off.
Alright, that's Cappy Capper.
I'm being honest.
Nah, that
Wait, what was that?
Y'all gotta think about
basically
it.
that is no Big Boy without Andre. That's not fact, bro. Nah. Yo,
This is what I think.
you don't remember Purple?
No,
Purple Ribbon All-Stars, man?
he's saying Big Boy's career isn't as good without Andre, or like basically he fell off after Andre.
I see.
from the post I read, like from the post I read.
On that all night, man. I'll be on that all day, straight up pimp. If you could find me, you could find me in the.
Hey, I'm on it.
Yo, that was fire. But I see what you mean though. It like you don't hear.
Because the thing is,
the Outkast X.
Outkast
Big
as
Boy
a group,
just so.
Outkast as a group was very much. It was a perfect mix of two different things. Like both of those personalities, you got two unique personalities that blended and meshed so well together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you separate one of those two or whatever. It wasn't like necessarily like it was just one or just, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, okay, like Andre is definitely, you know, the best one out. You know what I'm saying? It was always, you see them together, and I believe in my mind, I always put them together in a certain sense.
Yeah, me too.
So I think that when you take both of those people apart, it is hard to like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to like reconcile because we didn't see them. They came into the scene together. They did all their best work together. They won Grammys together. They did everything together.
Right.
So then you see them break up, you know what I'm saying? And not saying that Big Boy didn't have a career, because he did. Obviously he did, and he made a big impact in my head.
What wasn't as big as Andre's though. I feel like Andre got more heat than Big Boy, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
You said you think he got even bigger?
Of course.
But the
No,
thing
I
is,
say
he fell
Andre
back.
got
Andre
more
is
heat
3 sacks.
than Big Boy.
Well, these guys be big.
He fell back, and I think
Two.
I think he has like that like mystery kind of status. Like he's like a Frank Ocean type of character.
Nobody's
now.
checking for him.
Like, let's remember that he was he was practicing Baduism at some point. That's
and then he-
Wasn't that
Don't let me
your
knock you
brand?
out talking about these kids. Bruh. Okay. Let's be clear.
Badu did.
Let's be clear.
Baduism's a thing.
Now I will say this. I will say whatever.
Did you just say
What do you mean?
What you saying?
She's a powerful sister.
I will say this.
She's
I don't know.
She's a powerful force.
never do.
She's a powerful force in hip hop.
I don't know what crystals Erica's put by the window. Okay, I don't know what crystals that she's putting by her parts. But anybody who has touched Erica Badu, either you gonna prosper, or you gonna fall back. And I noticed with the DOC, Common,
Yeah.
3 Step, and I think out of all of those people's careers, Andre got to her, 3 Stacks got to her in the 90s, so he still had a career. But there was a point in time where I feel like he's in that mindset where it's like, yo, like, I don't have to do this to feel okay. And I feel like as artists, a lot of people think that I have to burn myself out to continue to be somebody. And people like 3 Stacks show you I can come and make 1 feature a year and still be that dude that's gonna be talked about.
And pull up it with a ukulele anywhere.
But can I say something about
Anywhere in the country. I'm pulling up.
Who gonna say anything to 3 Stacks?
I said that
That
era of hip hop mastered cadence. My era of hip hop, it don't matter about the cadence. Like everybody had a unique cadence toward them back in the day. The way you was just rapping Busta Rhymes, you know how you had to get into character.
Yeah, I had to get a character.
Anybody can emulate a sound because it's a sound.
Yeah.
But you can't emulate a character now. And that's what sucks, man.
Yo, it sounds like and then I'll be a little shooting that up.
But I feel like
Yo, that's Madeline's it. And it had that dread.
Yeah, everyone was dabbing every time they spit, every single bar.
I think this is important to know too. Every era has their rapper. And look, I mean, we all have. Well, you know, we have the Coles, we have Kendricks, YB and Cordae on the move. Everybody has their flow. I'm looking at Kendrick, and Kendrick really coming into that Kung Fu Kenny character. You know, Cole coming into his you know, his own person and just being free and not feeling like he has to conform to society or fashion or how he feel.
Right.
But you know, we have you have new age rappers. There's new age style. People, you know, drill rapping. People, you know, mumble rapping, if that's what people want to call it. But 90s had the era where like y'all had Vanilla Ice and Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, who were still charting above people who had the actual hip hop. Oh
no, but they had a white. I like Marky Mark.
I will say this. It doesn't matter if it's majority white. If you go to a concert right now, majority of the crowd will be white because they have the money to afford the goofy ass tickets.
That's what I'm saying. Like they control
but I will say this. I've 3 Stacks, yes, I will say is a mystery. He's a mystery dude. He's very particular about what tracks he's on, when they come out.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just like when I was in middle school. I knew as a dedicated Young Money fan, I knew that everybody drops around the end of the year. I was like, Nicki Minaj is coming by Thanksgiving. Let me beg my mom for some coins, or I'm gonna illegally download it on the internet. But I think one of my favorite 3 Stacks verses that was a feature was 16 with Rick Ross.
Yes.
And when I heard 16,
was it Bieber on that? No, wrong one.
When I heard 16,
oh my God.
I rewinded it back. I rewinded it back, and I was like, no, like there's no way that they allowed this heat to be out. So I had to rewind it back, and I think it's funny that when you find a song by an artist that you love so much, you'll notice that you skip certain parts. Like I skipped over Ross, and Ross didn't have a bad verse.
Right.
I just felt like the content that 3 Stacks focus on in his music, especially when he starts talking about the aspects of family and life and coming into his being.
Right.
It's like, like when he said like, do your father know like you fuck niggas that like act like Tupac Shakur, like this your I was like, damn, that's my dad know? And I'm like, I'm not even old enough to know, you know, what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But when the older you get and you listen to people like 3 Stacks, you listen to Big Boy, and I think the difference is, I get that people feel like 3 Stacks is more popular, but I felt like Big Boy's stance was always, if I'm a rap, I'm gonna always rap my city. I always, like every song I've heard from Big Boy, it's always like, if you remember anything from the song, it's like, I'm from Atlanta. It's like every song.
Oh my God.
It's like every song, it's like, it don't matter if you at the beginning or the end, the A is gonna be somewhere in it.
Right.
And if you're in the video, and if a video comes out, they're only shooting it in Atlanta. And you're gonna see a Braves hat, and you make it in Jersey. I do think together.
That's so accurate, yo.
I do think they're good apart. I think any union, you're always better together.
Facts.
You know, you have your sound.
Yeah.
But I do think that they both needed each other because they changed the perspective of hip hop.
Yeah.
Because people were not messing with Southern rap at all. And my man got up there with his perm or his flat iron hair and was accepting them awards in them crop tops and them pants.
Yeah, they'll get booed at first, right?
And they can get booed. And those same people that was booing them are the same people you'll catch on video now, like, yo, 3 Stacks. I got a 3 Stacks feature, and it was crazy, but it's like, yo, you was booing him back in the day because it wasn't cool. It wasn't popular.
It was during the East versus West, but y'all in the South, like we ain't even dealing with that.
Yeah, but think about now how many up north rappers are trying to take their down south flow. The same flow that they was booing at the source. Ooh, we don't want to hear that bullshit. But it's like, oh, but now y'all are in the trap. It wasn't called the trap when you're in New York. That's what I feel like. You want the style, you want the look. It's like when the Migos came out, it was like, oh, Versace, everything. Every New York nigga was like, oh, we back on that? Word. Oh, can you get me these? I need these chains. I need these shoes. I need this look. It's like I feel like they changed the way we view Southern hip hop, the way we listen to Southern hip hop. I would say the South has some of the best samples of old school
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
And the fact that people really
Oh, yeah.
are dedicatedly listening to chop and screw music lets me know that we live in a different time.
I revisit chopped and screwed. I'm like, bro, just hearing it chopped and screwed it's a vibe. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't do that with all tracks and all that. But you know, I wanted to, cause like I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm very biased with this topic. I'm a Tribe Called Quest. Like I like to say that I'm a offspring of that. You know what I mean? In terms of like when I put the pen to pad, you know, here's who I think about.
You go. What would Q-Tip do?
Fight Dog.
WWQD.
Fight Dog and like
WWPD.
you know
What
me,
would Fight
Ali
do?
Shaheed. Yo, let me tell you, man. But nah. And in this case, Outkast definitely got that. Cause it's like, you know, if there would be like, just the same way it was, you know, the back and forth between Busta and T.I. And they were like, I'll battle you, but you can't play any tracks before 2000 something
Who
like
said that, T.I.?
T.I. said that.
Cause T.I.'s running. What is T.I. Look,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what's
there's
T.I.
no-
what is he gonna
there's
play?
I mean, you can't. You ain't running from that bus, bro.
Nah.
Because he knew
you
where the
already
tracks was
awoke in
coming
the
from.
Dungeon Dragon. Like,
Yeah.
but shout out to Bustin', man. Like,
Because he start playing certain hits on you. You start playing Woo-Ha.
give me some more. Yo,
What was it? Dangerous?
Dangerous?
Is dangerous.
I like
Done.
the fired up joint with the Night Rider joint in the background.
Oh.
Yo,
Oh, and then
I knew what it was.
he had the Janet Jackson joint.
Yeah.
Oh
yo,
my
that's what I'm
god!
thinking about.
Don't play that.
Yo,
Don't play that.
Don't play New York shit. Don't play that.
Yo, break your neck.
Like, you talking
Break
about
your
before
neck.
2000,
Because then the thing is, he
Puff
got-
when it whooped that ass. Like
'Cause he was on
it.
He was on mad like posse cuts too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Posse cuts for days.
I mean,
Listen, I don't know how we got into Busta Rhymes again,
Yeah,
but
nah.
we all talking about the Tribe Called Quest.
But nah, but
now,
Tribe-
can he be in that battle?
Who?
Do y'all think Busta Rhymes should be in that battle?
Could he be in the Tribe Called Quest battle?
No, no,
He's a
no,
rapper.
it wouldn't work.
He's a member.
It wouldn't work.
He's not
Nah.
an honorary member. He's an honorary member.
Yeah.
That's like you getting a PhD from a school
Yeah.
as a celebrity. You got an honorary degree.
Hey, man.
Yo,
Hey,
that's
man.
nah, but I would take that from all day. Yo, from there's two different universes
Yo,
clashing.
Bus,
with
write
this.
that out, cuz.
Two different universes clashing, man. Outkast and the Tribe Called Quest.
Two different sounds.
universes.
Yeah, it's gonna
Two different
Get
sides.
soundscapes, like
Culture.
I can't wait to see how that's gonna sound.
I'm gonna be
How that
honest
translates.
on my take on this one. I'm not gonna call it. I can't call it.
I
I can't write them off. I just can't do it. I
But
can't.
let's not
I can't do it.
call out
Speak about
a Tribe Called Quest. Like they still fire. Like when Alice, when you sat there, you put me on all their music.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, damn, I'll be rolling with these dudes back in the day. Like the way that they stilo was. I'm from up north too. The way that they used to dress, vibe, had the block parties. Like if we grew up in that era, bro, you
Yeah.
know that would be us as well, bro. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like I have some some war wounds from my past life when I was out there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, cause it's like there's a connection, a special connection to it that I have, man, and that we can all agree on. Like we have that connection.
The Speak
But
About
yeah,
Us,
man.
The Love Below.
The Love Below, though. Man.
Okay, let me.
Because the thing
I
is,
don't know, man.
like,
It's like
This
two
is the
different.
one-
the first couple Outkast albums, I'm
That's it for me.
Yeah.
for me, I'm
yeah.
like it's just
Yeah.
it's done with me. Like Aquemini,
Aquemini.
oh my god,
Oh.
don't play Aquemini, don't play that non-Aquemini for me. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm being my feelings.
When I
Yo.
was
But-
I played those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that tonight.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt to see. Like, it's gonna hurt to see. But like, I'm biased. I know it. I'm biased.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna enter into this one with an open ears. But I'm biased.
Yo, so hold on. So you're on the fence, right?
Nope, that boy's
No,
not.
no.
I'm biased. I'm just biased.
You're biased for
I'm
Outkast.
just biased.
You're biased for
I'm
Outkast,
biased for Outkast,
but you
I'm
don't-
just biased.
You don't think they'll be a winner? I don't care. This is competitive. I don't care, bro. They're doing Versuz.
No, there's gonna be a winner. Outkast is gonna take it.
Okay, Outkast.
There's no other
I
vibe.
think
like
a Tribe
Outkast.
Called Quest.
He not trying to backtrack. Did he just say Outkast?
I said Outkast, but then again, I thought about a Tribe Called Quest, and they got some hits, so we sleeping on it.
They got some joints, bro. They got some joints that's gonna be. It's gonna be hard to answer.
I just never imagined
the South.
Move sound so different in the same space, like
Yeah,
in a competitive
it's
way.
very different though.
Yeah, that's
And
why
the thing.
I like this one. I like this one.
But Outkast got those. Like Outkast got some joints that really would match well with them.
Yeah.
Like elevators.
Yeah.
Playing that next to a lot of Tribe Called Quest. That's gonna sound nice. That's gonna sound real nice next to that.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
I can't wait for this next
But then you got like you got a lot of other joints that's gonna sound really good in that space because they was there. You know what I'm saying? They was out, so many years removed. You know what I'm saying? But
We got.
Yo, all they got players on song is Jackson, bro.
It's just that now that the Outkast has invaded that space in my mind where I hold a Tribe Called Quest.
when they play Bombs Over Baghdad, it's gonna be.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a hard one.
Like
Bombs Over Baghdad, like
I would say Outkast.
Outkast is gonna win, but
say Outkast.
I'm not about to just count it.
and that's my take.
That's
right
so
there. That's
hard.
what my take
Yeah.
is.
Because I respect the tribe. You
Yeah.
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
gonna say
It's
Outkast.
hard, bro.
I'm gonna say Outkast, but I need them to play some of their younger music. Players Ball, like Young, for instance.
That's that fire.
When you can
That's
see
that
like
fire.
when you can see like damn, my chin strap just came in. I need some of those records.
Bro,
Yo.
Return of the Gangster.
Yo,
It's the return.
Is that before he met Erica Badu?
Gangster.
Fire. Yo, when I tell you
Gangsta. When he does that
I just-
joint,
Well, this is
and he
Yo.
just said, "I'm just trying to find my peace, so I can find my peace."
I pray to the Versuz God that they don't approach their own catalog like Fabulous did. I pray to the Versuz heavens that Fabulous, like the way that Fabulous approaches his own catalog. I pray that they don't do the same thing because when I tell you, like Fabulous got hits, it's just that he didn't
He didn't structure it the right way.
structure it
What do you
the right way.
think? He just took the hits off and just said,
Did he go against Jada? Did he go against Jada?
Like,
Go ahead, Jada, right?
It was
yeah.
got that.
And they said
Nah, Jada. Nah, I don't know. But the thing is, Jada's nice, bro.
He's different.
Jada's nice, bro. I can't sleep on Jada, bro.
That's his difference.
No, Jada Kiss got music.
No,
Jada-
But Fab got
Don't get it.
music.
Nah, Jada got
music.
Jada got some. He got some real.
Same cloth,
You
yo.
be talking some real.
He do.
You
Yo,
got some
Freddie
real-
versus Jason. Yo,
But
have you
always
heard
music.
Have you heard of Whack Jadakiss verse? Yes
Nah,
or no?
Jada's that dude.
I never heard a weak verse from Jadakiss ever. Never.
You can have the most fire verses, but still not have the best music.
No, but you gotta read into what I'm saying.
You know
It's
what I'm saying? Like,
What
the
he
verses
what
are fire.
he's saying he didn't do that good in the verses because Fab didn't like he didn't sequence his joint the
You're
right
supposed
way.
to line them
Like he
up
didn't really
Yeah.
like.
a certain way.
But
didn't
Jadakiss
come in
with
with-
you behind it.
But then Jada also came in like an MC.
He said that he
Like, he just-
when he was
he basically
doing this,
just did all- he
you know
did
what I
all
mean?
this
Like
stuff.
when he was just vibing with everybody, and he just got out of his chair and like was vibing with.
He was
his own
MCing.
catalog.
He was
He was
MCing.
MCing,
Okay.
and that was part of his strategy. That
Yeah,
was
he
his
was
PR
presenting.
strategy. So it's like.
But then
in
Jada
all
was
ways,
also-
shapes, and forms, he's not gonna.
But Jada was also apparently he was nice in it. You know what I'm saying? So he was nice.
Yeah.
But then so he had everybody just kind of feeling his vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he you know what I'm saying?
He was
and then
like that.
he did what he
It
did.
was like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo.
I can't wait for this next topic though.
Yeah, man. Yo. Yeah, now that I know what y'all looking for, you know.
Oh,
what I
this
mean?
is
Like,
this is
looking
Will Mike all day.
You know what I mean? Whoa.
Hey yo, Future.
Whoa. I'm in there. Wow.
Come to my dog.
Hey, yo, Will.
Lust.
From
Lust.
Regulations
Lust.
on the 102. Yo,
11 verse
I need you to introduce this next topic because this was something that you brought into my perspective and everything, into our atmosphere.
Okay.
You gotta build
Okay.
on this. Like, I'm gonna let you have it, bro. Go ahead.
Alright, so I ain't got my joint in front of me, so I'm thinking we talking about, a situation with reason.
Yeah.
Is that what we at right now? I bet. Peace. So, oh man, relationships, right? And relationships come with a lot. And, especially, as a man, you are expected, to do, like they say, happy wife, happy life. But you know, it came across to me, you know, one day watching this interview with Reason on the Breakfast Club. He said, you know, just paraphrasing, you know, men should be, you know, rewarded or, you know, commended for remaining faithful in their relationship. You know, and their reasoning was, you know, it's much harder for men to remain you know, faithful within the relationship as opposed to the female, you know, because, you know, when it comes to cheating, it's men don't do it, you know, out of, you know, they're falling in love with somebody. You know, a body's just a body, it's just feeding the ego. You know, as a man, you know, feeding your ego is something, you know, that's hard to not do, you know. I'm not saying for me, but I'm saying, you know, this is why they say, you know, females have that, you know, aspect, or, you know, that perception that niggas ain't shit. Because, you know, all they do is lie and cheat. So, you know, for a man who's actually doing what he's supposed to do within the relationship, you know, 20% of us, you know. But it definitely is a lot more than 20%. So, you know, and that's one thing, you know, females need to understand. It is a lot more than 20% of men who actually do stay faithful in a relationship. Y'all just tend to go after the 80% who like to lie, treat you like shit, and cheat. But that's another conversation for another day. Yeah.
Poetic
So,
silence in the
yeah,
building,
you know,
virtually.
I like how you articulate the future.
Yeah, so, you know, I have my reservations, you know, about that comment about, you know, a man who stays faithful in a relationship, you should reward him. You know, it has its ups and downs. I mean, ups and downs with rights and wrongs, but I feel like, yeah, you know, in a relationship, you should be staying faithful. But, you know, it's nice sometimes for a man, you know, to get recognized, you know, for doing what he's supposed to be doing. You feel me? So, yeah.
Yo, you know, you already know where this is going.
Wait. Before we continue, Tiff, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Oh, hold on. Bring it back again.
I said, Tiff, I'd love to hear what you know, you'd love to say about this, you know, topic, or, you know, what's your perception, your opinion.
Oh wow, laughs and Bill Belichick. This is.
I was mad New England for you, son.
This is what I think. I watched the clip. Actually, when I scrolled through the video, it was actually the first time I let my finger off the scroll is where it started. So I was actually like, damn, you wanted me to watch? I will say this. Should people show appreciation to each other in relationships? Yes. I feel like every once in a while you should be like, hello, you've been holding it down. You know what, let me take you to Applebee's or Olive Garden. What I'm not gonna hold you down for is what you're supposed to do all the time. Your job in a relationship, unless said otherwise by you and your partner, is to be faithful to each other. I'm not gonna clap for you for doing that. That's your job. Am I going to appreciate you later on down the line where I'm like, damn, like, you know, we've been together for a while, you've been handling stuff, you know, I may stress you out, but you know, you understand where the stress is coming from. I understand where your stress is coming from, and you're like, oh, let me treat him to a pair of sneakers or, you know, a video game, because niggas love 2K. But I'm not about to be out here like a fucking cheerleader for some shit that you're supposed to do. Like, I'm not gonna be like, wow, you came home today and didn't cheat. Let's clap for him, woo for him. And I feel like when I watch this interview, I've noticed that a lot of men, and I'm not putting no numbers on it because, you know, y'all very good like, oh, this is 25%, it's not that. A lot of men look at it from the male perspective. Let me just say this off the cheating is wrong. It's wrong. I don't care if you're test or you're nigga or you're short. It's not bad.
100%.
But I feel like men think of it like, oh well, I'm not doing it in a manner where I'm trying to fall in love with this girl. A situation may align where I'm at the club, and I'm just like, damn, like, you know, I get reason was trying to say like, oh well, you know, he's thinking about it in a young perspective. Oh, I'm 22, I'm young, you know, I have this girlfriend, but I really want to live my life. Let me give y'all a piece of advice. If that is how you feel, go live your life. Go live your life and be free.
Right.
Let me tell you what gets you respected. What gets you respected is the fact that you came to me and said, yo, I'm trying to live my life and I don't feel like I want to drag you along.
Yeah.
That lets me go, you know what? Who knows what the future holds? Go live your life.
Right.
But you want to live this relationship life on top of living your life, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't look at the people that you're putting people's feelings at risk. And I get that you want to be a free man, but sometimes I just can't fathom the stupidity and the gall of niggas. Niggas to be out here trying to justify cheating. And I feel like whenever I hear guys talk about cheating, it's like, oh, women should accept it because it's a pattern of life. Things happen. But let a girl look in another nigga's direction.
Not worse.
And y'all ready to have a connection, have a seizure because she spoke to somebody else or she did. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like cheating should not be a standard based on male and female.
Right.
It should be a premise in your relationship that is wrong.
Yeah.
Unless stated otherwise. Yeah, you get that some people's relationships is free.
Yeah,
some things ain't cheating.
They're doing some swing trade.
Yeah, some things is, you know, I mind my business, you mind yours, but we still come to this house. I don't know who lives like that, but congratulations to you. But I'm not living like that. And I feel like if you're gonna get into a relationship, if you state your premises, and your premises is no cheating, I wanna know, and I like how Reason said, like, yo, I don't go through my shoulder small. I don't do none of that because I don't wanna find nothing. Like, I'm not looking for nothing because I know what I do. So I know if I find it, I'm gonna be upset. So if you know if you find something, you're gonna be mad, don't do it to the other person.
Right.
I don't know what they were trying to prove with this question. I don't know what they were trying to prove.
You gotta find out. Oh no.
I don't know what they were trying to prove. I just find that everything.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I agree with you completely. It's just an interesting topic to you know discuss because it takes you into a part of some individuals' minds and just like how they move and how they like think on shit. Like I'm talking my shit. You know like yeah you know you should be rewarding, but in the same respect it's like nah that shit's wrong. When you with somebody and you with one person you got to remain committed to that. And it's like if you're not remaining committed, then why you there? You feel me? Because a relationship, you're there to build a foundation. You're there to unite each other's interests and build each other up type shit. So it's like if you're trying to build each other up, but in the background you doing your shit, you sneaking off with the enemy. You really not trying to. You're not focused on your empire. You too distracted. So it's like yeah.
I feel you. Poetic silence. Yo.
Hey yo.
What's going on? What's going on, bro? God?
And on some real, so the question was, should women reward men for being faithful? Alright? Now let me give you an analogy, right? Let's say we playing basketball. Playing basketball. And majority of those people on the court, they're not dropping 30 with 10 assists. You know what I'm saying? And 5 rebounds. They're not getting no double-double. And Brad's on the court. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? I'm different with the game, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And I'm out here dropping 30. I think I should be rewarded with MVP of that game. Because the majority of the people in that game ain't dropping 30. See what I'm saying? And that goes with relationships. A lot of men in our generation is not faithful. Not even to themselves and their goals, let alone to you. And if you find a man that's holding you down like that, and you talking about he shouldn't be rewarded, I think that's why a lot of men start seeking reward in other women. Because the women that they have, they have too much pride and ego to allow a man to feel as though to feel good. I think that's where the issue with today. And y'all can demand me all you want, but that's the reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you gotta switch up the terminology because you gotta be like, yo, instead of being rewarded, like the women, you should be acknowledged. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be rewarded, you should be acknowledged.
I
You should
want
be
reward and acknowledgement.
appreciated.
Matter of fact, my reward is
Appreciation.
At least reward.
Exactly, you know.
With that acknowledgement.
like yo,
They don't want to
show
acknowledge
appreciation,
nothing.
That's what got me
It's like, yo,
crying.
don't just cheat.
I do want to chime in. I do want to chime in.
What's up?
So, all right.
Oh my God.
I have a couple challenging questions to ask about this.
Oh.
So, oftentimes when I think about stuff like this, I do tend to like try and put it into a different scenario, right? So we do say, hey, it's your job. You guys straight right now?
They're having the time.
So they do say, hey, it's your job to do this. It's your job to do that. You shouldn't be rewarded for your job. When you go into a job, you get paid. I'm not saying this isn't. No, this isn't to say that. This isn't to be like, hey, blah blah blah. I'm just saying that a lot of. I think that what the commentary might be pointing at is that a lot of relationships don't necessarily, like, it doesn't feel like people are being adequately paid in the ways that they want to be paid for that, or compensated for those relationships or whatever.
Honestly, it's not even compensation. It's not even payment. It's honestly, it's acknowledgement, bro. Like
that's compensation.
Taking the same metaphor, taking the same metaphor you just used, bro. You could be at a job, you could be getting paid, but yo, if the job you're at isn't treating you well for what you're doing, and they just look at you like, yo, you're just supposed to be doing this shit, you don't feel appreciated for doing your work. You know, there has to be some type of appreciation for you to want to continue that.
No, and that's the thing. That's a point of the relationship that I think that people do have to acknowledge, is that there's a certain morale in the relationship, and that morale does have to be addressed. In so many ways, because both people do need to feel motivated to be in the relationship. Otherwise, it's like, what are you guys in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys could be just acting like robots and doing everything you're supposed to do, but you know what I'm saying? If you guys don't feel motivated to stay with the person, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this person on paper could look amazing for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think there's a lot of things that, I think this question brings up a lot of like bigger issues in terms of like how we're even structuring our relationships and how we're building our relationships in general.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I think that if we were to swap this question around and we say, should men reward women for being faithful? Should a woman be, you know what I'm saying? Should she be rewarded for that?
That's real.
Because the question is, a lot of women are approached daily in their DMs. You know what I'm saying? And they have a lot of traffic, you know what I'm saying, of male suitors who are looking, potentially, they might even be trying to get somebody on the side from their situation, you know what I mean? So, but they do have a lot of, so it's like, should we reward our women for being, you know what I'm saying? And then also at the same time, do women feel like they would want to be acknowledged and rewarded for staying faithful? That's a question I also have. That's the second question that this question makes me think of, is if we were to switch this around, as a woman, would you want to be rewarded for being faithful? I'm just, I
will say this. I will say, for me personally, I don't speak for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to be rewarded for doing what I'm supposed to do. When I chose to get into it, when I accepted you asking me, would you be my shorty? That means that I accepted that I'm your shorty and nobody else's shorty. That's the basis of the nature of the relationship that we have to understand. I mean, understand that other people may have their own viewpoints and how they set up their relationship. Do I feel like I need an applause for that? No. But I also do think, like I said, for this question, turn the other way around, is when you see your partner is really putting in that work to make sure, like, you know, oh, my shorty's not home yet, and she usually always cooks dinner. Let me cook dinner. Let me get some stuff together, or who have kids? Oh, let me get the kids' school stuff for tomorrow together because my girl's not home. Or my guy's not home. Let me kind of get his stuff for work together. Those are the things that I think deserve appreciation. You thinking outside the box, because I don't get up and be like, yo, I'm cheap today. But I get up and think, like, damn, I gotta go to the store, X, Y, Z. And my man would be like, damn, she probably gonna be late, so let me go to the store and grab groceries. So while you're on your way home calling, like, oh, like, do you know what we need for the house? Oh, I already have that. You're straight, just come home. I know you're probably tired. Those are things that need appreciation. Not some basic ass shit that you discuss before you get in a relationship. No.
But the thing is, no, I want to build on that too, because one of the things is, like, from my perspective, this is just my perspective, I'm not going to push this on anybody else or whatever, but I think that the basics are what makes the more advanced levels of the relationship actually function.
Fact.
And I think that if we did take it back to more of like a fundamental basic level, then I think that would allow us to build further in terms of like getting to those points where it's like, all right, cool, this guy feels that much more. I'm not saying that everybody's gonna do it, because there's people that they don't understand anything. They just you know what I mean? Not saying they don't understand anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? They're traumatized.
Right.
They're traumatized, and it's gonna be very difficult for them to really receive that energy the right way. Now,
If you're traumatized, please go see the therapist.
that's true. That's
Please.
facts. And so that's why I say, like, I think that especially in a relationship, I think sometimes we try to skip over the basic levels, and I think that a lot of times we do need to spend way more time building on those foundational aspects, so that instead of both of us just being like, okay, we both know this is what it's supposed to be, we go through an actual training period and like be like, all right, cool, we're both on the same page and compliant here, and then we're like making sure, it might seem rudimentary, but I think that where we're at as a people is necessary.
Yeah.
Because nobody's on the same page. Nobody has the same upbringing about relationships. Nobody has the same ideas about relationships. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of that also has to do with a lot of the facts that, you know, culturally we're so separated in so many different ways. Like, there's not just a black culture that's just like, you know, monolithic between all of us. You know what I'm saying? That dictates how we breathe, live, you know, what religion we practice, all this different stuff, like in other countries, you know what I'm saying, like where they're a little bit more like, you know, things are a little bit more like established and like known or whatever. So I think that for our situation, I do think that we do need to get a little bit more rudimentary in terms of like how we build our relationships. Now, if you're that far into a relationship and it's been years, 2 years, whatever, yeah, y'all should already know how to roll. But I think entering into the relationship, I think you guys really have to like do the slow build up process.
And I'm gonna be real too, right? So like, personally, I do feel like we will reward our women when they are faithful. And it may not be in ways that like, you know, are popular, but you know, we'll sit here and give you good dick for the 30, 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Bro, what it is, bro. It is what it is, bro. Okay. We'll sit here and give you the good for like 42 hours. That's me rewarding you for your faithfulness. That's me rewarding you for all that you sat here and done. I sit here and give you attention. Hey, a long day at work, long day. I don't relate like that. I will sit here. No. I wanna whatever. But it's a fact.
No.
It's the truth.
Yo, this guy.
No.
Wait.
I gotta do it.
We will sit here and literally reward you with our patience with you, Queen. Because we understand that you have patience with us. We're not perfect either. But we gotta understand that, like, yo, we do reward each other even if it's not through gifts. It's with action. It's with our sacrifices. Like when I'm hungry, you send me that 10 on Cash App, you're rewarding me because you know I'm faithful. Like, no, these are small things. But we reward each other regardless of the fact that we don't want to be conscious that we do it. That's my point. Well, you know what I'm saying?
There's some things that is just, you know, we have human needs. Like, we need to eat. I'm not going to reward you because, like, nigga, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like I worked a good sweat today, working an 8-hour shift. Good job. I'm gonna buy you dinner today. But that could be something that could be implemented into the relationships. My whole synopsis with his reasoning, reasoning with what he said, like to me, there's a degree of shallowness because it's like I never knew cheating was a sport. I feel like low key he's the type that would be like, hey yo, I know she's leaving for work at 7:30, so as soon as 7:30 hits, I'm gonna take a shower and all that, and then I'm gonna go to the club. And then when I leave the club, and I do what I do, I'm gonna take a shower at my boy's crib because I know she be sniffing when I come back home. She smell it to make sure I'm not cheating and all that. So I just want to make sure that I'm covering all my bases here.
Wise.
You know what I mean?
Wise. That's super descriptive, bro.
It's a very descriptive example because I feel like there's a lot of brothers out there who think this way. And it's like, I'm like, hey yo, why you win what you win? In my opinion, I'll be like, why you win what you win if you're not gonna stay true to like what you agreed is a commitment? You know what I mean? Like if you're not staying true to the commitment, what's the point of you being in it? You're wasting someone else's time and energy. Like they're thinking that you're like my confidant. You're learning not just to be my lover, but my best friend as well. You know what I mean? Based off of how we were talking, like you could have said anything. You could have said like, yo, I'm out here and I'm for the streets right now. Like I'm not for this relationship.
Yo, you gotta talk about that saying, bro, for the streets.
I love that saying. I insert it anywhere now. But it's like, nah, like if you're true to you and what your desires are and what you're looking for in the relationship, then you're gonna be very vocal about it. And I feel like for those who are in a relationship and are not being vocal about it, then that's like the first step towards destroying that relationship. Because you're not keeping it real with yourself, you're not being open and communicable with your partner about how you really feel about the relationship. Like and when it comes to ego, men like feeding their ego and all that, I feel like there's other methods that you could do that besides cheating. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm not Prometheus Bob out here. You know what I mean? I'm not. We're very complex. You're right. So we have, I can speak for me. We have outlets. This is one of my outlets. You know what I mean? I feel validated doing a podcast episode with my fam, like my squad, my people, and this is going to be productive. Like, you know what I mean? That's where my ego gets fed. Like, so like where does your ego take you is like a question I have. Like, you know what I mean? When it comes to, like we should be rewarded for like cheating. Like he was just talking in the interview like he's a wild boy. He's out here in these streets. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like he's speaking from that mindset, and it's not like he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong or anything like that too, but just be honorable in the contracts that you verbally or non-verbally, physically or non-physically have with somebody else. You know what I mean? Otherwise you're a snake. Like you're slimy. You know, how can you trust somebody who can't even trust himself to not put his dick in something, bro? He's like, yo, I see a doorknob hole. You know what I mean? You gonna put it? You put it in the doorknob hole.
What?
You might as well. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. Like the way that he spoke about it, it's like, it's shallow. It's shallow. So I think we should dive deeper in how. You see, I had to walk away after that one. I know, but oh yeah, that part. But no, honestly, like I just feel, there's, start with the basics. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like we have to look at the small things we're doing right and amplify that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all in the success is in the small details, and I feel that's what we should be pushing as a message in this society, rather than, we should be rewarded. I'm not looking for a reward, honestly. Me personally, I don't need it.
I do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need to be. I don't need to feel validated.
I need to feel validated.
Like because it's already baked in. It's already baked in. It's already baked in.
The funniest thing right now that I just noticed
it's not even necessarily that.
You got red on, he's got blue on. You guys both have two different takes.
Yo,
I feel like
this is not funny.
The Democrats, Blood Kings. This is something.
I need to be because, like, yo, like, me being with my queen, there's one thing that she's able to do. Like, a black man is hard on himself more than anybody else is hard on him.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? A black man has no necessarily, like, he doesn't know how to deal with his mental health. So when he deals with a queen, hopefully when he deals with her and he's showing her the sides of him that he can't show to his friends, because he's not willing to show that vulnerable side. When he shows it to her, she's supposed to be able to nurture that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So like when I vibe with my queen and I show her that side and she's able to water it and understand it's a seed, nurture it, help it grow so it can become stronger. You know what I'm saying? So it can become what it's meant to be. Personally, for me, I feel like that's what I seek out of a relationship. I think it's all subjective, right? It depends on what a man needs. Every man may not need validation because he may have grown up and have been built with that type of ideology within him. But most men weren't. Most men weren't. You know what I'm saying? And so I look at it like this, like a man, psychologically speaking, goes after a woman that reminds him of his mother, vice versa for a woman. And so we take on the roles of the first man or the first woman in our lives within each other's lives. Meaning that we still have to play those parts. And so when I would get a good grade on my report card and I'll show it to my mom and get rewarded, it made me want to keep doing good.
Yeah.
But when I didn't get rewarded, it made me realize, like, yo, what does this matter? I'm doing all these good things for what? For this? I bet, fuck it then. I thought I was gonna get rewarded. It's human nature. I would never, ever not make my woman feel rewarded for her doing what she's supposed to do in a relationship. Because many women can't in this generation. They're not built like that. If you could be loyal, if you could water me, if you could sit here and reciprocate what I'm giving you, queen, I'm gonna take you on dates. I'm gonna take you on a boat. I'm gonna show you things you ain't never saw before. I'll buy you a ticket to Jamaica and Haiti. See, that's the way that I am, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the way I reward my queen.
Yeah.
Vice versa. But many like that, you know what I'm saying? Many people feel like you're not supposed to get rewarded in a relationship, but I just disagree. I will reward you and make you feel valued for what you do for me. Because I value what you do for me. And it has made me accumulate more value as a man. Has made me make more money as a man. Has made me stand up stronger as a man. Speak with my chest more as a man.
Yeah.
So when I accumulate these benefits, this money from it, who am I finna spend it with? Our legacy. Queen, don't ever be afraid to water the legacy and the ego of your man in a constructive way. Because if you can make a man feel confident about himself, he will only go out and get the bag and bring it back to you, to bring it back home. So you both will count, because he probably can't count with it. If I'm being 100 with you. And that's my perspective, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, respect for that, man. Respect for that. I like
deep,
that
bro.
perspective. And he spoke to somebody out there and all that. You know what I mean? I know some material behind that on dogs.
Cause you a clown.
Listen, man. No, seriously, man. That's it. That's a powerful perspective, man. Like, cause there are men who need that validation, or in the format of, like, you know, I'm doing something right, or I'm being consistent. You know, I know that's a weakness of mine. I'm being consistent. Wow, that's what's up. Like, you know, let's keep it going. Here's something that'll help you, right? Like we're trying to make each other as productive as possible, you know, as human beings. So why not continue to engulf each other's flames, right? Like why not? Like that's what we're here for.
100%.
I'm gonna challenge it just because it needs to be challenged. All right, hold on. So I'm gonna challenge that just because it needs to be challenged, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Both of what you were saying, right? So with that, what I'm hearing is there's a need for validation. There's a certain need for a side of yourself that hasn't necessarily been, that you can't necessarily expose to anyone else, that you're looking for a certain level of nurturance for or whatever. Why does she owe that to you? That's one question. But then also another question is, you know what I'm saying, if this is something that you feel is a weakness within yourself, there is also other options like therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for talking about some of these things that maybe actually creating this toxicity within you. What do you say to that point?
So I guess the rebuttal I have is that if you say that a woman doesn't have to do that, the fact that she's doing it is the reason why she's being rewarded, because she doesn't have to. That's number one. She doesn't have to be like that. But the fact that she takes on that role is what makes me say, damn, Queen, I see you doing something you don't gotta do for me. I appreciate that. Here's a reward. In whatever way I can provide that. Second, if as a man in my culture, I'm not necessarily equipped to deal with therapy, but there's a woman in my life that says that she could, you know, hold me down emotionally, I should be able to open up to her emotionally. She should, just like me, I'm a priest, I'm a protector, I'm a provider. That's the 3 P's of being a man in a woman's life.
Mm-hmm.
She's the priestess, she's the protector of my emotions and my heart, and she provides for my children, nurturing. It's a duality, and it's a balance. And if I could seek that in her and be that for her, then I should be able to receive that from her, in my own personal opinion.
Now,
It's possible.
Now the thing is, I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but I also want to go further into that as well. Because the thing is, if you have somebody who's balancing you, who's also there creates a certain level of conflict of interest or whatever, and then she also has a certain level of bias to you now. So the balance that you may be seeking may be a little bit off balance because of the fact that she does have a little bit of a bias towards you, which is generally the reason that people do seek therapy is for a neutral opinion in order to actually put yourself up against a neutral principle, a neutral standpoint. Now, that would be a benefit there, but then also at the same time or whatever, I don't necessarily think those two are mutually exclusive.
Well, I don't
think you have to, it's a either or situation. It's something where you can do both at the same time.
Well, I think that is interesting because you say it's biased, but if that's who I've been being to her for the past year or two that I've known her, and she's aiding me in understanding a different ideology, and I become that, then that shows that I was able to prove what I've been to her wrong.
Facts.
So it may be a bias in the beginning, maybe a bias in the moment, because in reality it's the reality of who I am. But if I'm able to take her counsel and apply it to my life and become different from that, I prove myself wrong and I also proved her right, because she gave me that knowledge in order to prove that she saw me being more than what I was.
Now, also with that, I do believe that the reason I also want to challenge this or whatever is because there's also a lot of women who necessarily are not in a position to necessarily do that for you. You know what I'm saying? In the same way that you might be feeling like, hey, I'm broken in a certain fashion, it takes a certain level of, I'm trying to think of the correct word. I'm thinking maturity, but I don't know how that, whatever. But there's a certain level of awareness within yourself to be able to deal with somebody else's stuff on top of dealing with your own stuff or whatever, that's the aspect where I say it may not necessarily be fair to rely on this person exclusively for those aspects or whatever, which is why I'm also adding in the option to outsource some of that emotional baggage. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a heavy baggage, and there is a lot of different nuances within that somebody who might be trained to deal with that may actually be a lot better at disarming a lot of those things and actually potentially even healing a lot of those things and getting you to recognize those things within you. Now, like I said, because of the fact that she has her emotions tied into you, it may be hard for her to say some of the things that you really need to hear. You get what I'm saying? She's gonna say the stuff that she's definitely gonna say some things that you need to hear, but there's gonna be some stuff that, because of the fact that she has a vested interest in staying with you. You know what I'm saying? There may be some perspectives that because of the way that your trauma might be set up, you can't hear that from her.
That's what you mean.
I guess
withholded, all right, maybe.
Yeah, because they know you.
I guess I close it out. My saying is that you want to be with somebody that understands the language of your spirit, that understands how to speak with you in a way that's going to motivate you as opposed to deter you or make you digress from the path that you're meant to take. I personally feel as though there's truth in what you're saying. Maybe outsourcing and getting extra help from an individual that doesn't know you will aid your queen in being what she needs to be in your life. But there's also a double-edged sword. If you can't be with me while I'm at this lowest low, and don't expect to be with me when I'm at my highest high, because you didn't experience the trauma and helping me heal to become the man that I am today. I guess there's a difference between relationships today, relationships in the past, you know, and I guess that's my only opinion.
I mean, listen, I'm taking it all in because this is important. It's important, man. I'm taking it all in, but you know we're gonna have to move on from this. You feel me? Let's get on to this. Let's get into the last one. You know what I mean? That was good. That was good, and put it in frame. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm gonna say what we're gonna talk about, but I'm gonna start with Will, because Will is a pa. He is a dad. He got kids.
Papa Will.
He got kids with a Z.
With the Z.
Recently there was a Red Table Talk. He had there was recently a Red Table Talk, which is how I like you to think it, where Willow discussed the differences of how parents raise boy children compared to girl children. And one example she used in the Red Table Talk was, when I was younger and Jaden was younger and we had to go to school, my mom was very on me. You need to get up, you need to get ready for school, you need to put on like frantically forcing her to get up. And she's like, it built me to, I gotta get up. Like I have to, she structures that in her brain that's how she has to get up every day. She said with Jaden, it was, you need to get up. Jaden said, 5 minutes. She said, we both have to go to the same school. We both have the same things to do. But because it was Jaden, it was, 5 minutes. She's like, I'm already having my breakfast to go. I'm trying to get out the door. And Jaden's taking his sweet time and nobody's on his back, basically. How they're on his back. Now I get that it's different because I believe that Will has 2 girls. So what do you feel, Will, is a way that people should look at parenting when it comes to boy versus girl parenting?
I completely disagree.
So that's boy.
You got no kids?
As a brother,
You ain't got no kids?
as a brother who grew up in that situation,
Yeah.
my mother was way more nicer than my sister than she was to me.
Well, we have.
This is anecdotal.
We're gonna look at it first from the perspective
Anecdotal.
of the parent. We're gonna look at it from the parent perspective.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit.
So I want to know, from Will's perspective, how do you feel when it comes to gender in the household between kids? How do you feel parents should approach, disciplinary things, or how each kid is treated as an individual? Should they be treated all the same or treated based on their individual needs as a child?
Honestly, I feel like it comes with the cultural background. That's where it starts first. As for me, with a daughter, I got a son on the way. The way I've been raising my daughter, I honestly raise her like a son. No bullshit. But with as a female too, I'm not soft on her. She's a daddy's girl, but I'm not soft on her. I don't want her, growing up, thinking that everything is gonna be given to her with just a please or just a smile, or I'm teaching her, everything, you get, you earn, you gotta work for it, and it's just not gonna be, handed down to you. It's the same, teachings I'm gonna teach my son, and it's like, with that, it comes with a lot, because you also got to think of, with gender roles and, just how life is, you think, with a boy, the worst of the worst can't happen with them because they're a boy. And then, as a female, the worst of the worst can happen just because they are female, just, due to statistics or what you hear, in the news. So there's a lot more worry and caution when it comes to raising a girl versus a boy. You got to be, more on the girl, because you don't want her falling for, certain things. You don't want her end up in, fears of getting kidnapped or fears of early pregnancy, or, there's just a lot of fears that, play into, raising your children. But you know, moving forward and just, you know, society and, you know, just the way everything is, I feel like, you know, we have to take a different approach. And, you know, a lot of the same things, there are certain things you can't teach, you know, a boy that you can teach a girl, but, you know, to like, you know, a certain aspect of it, like, you know, how, you know, for example, one with rape culture, you know, it's always, you know, blame the girl, you know, oh, it's what she's wearing. So, you know, you gotta train, you know, your kid, oh, you can't wear this appropriately. I mean, you can't wear this because it's not appropriate. Whereas as the boy, you should be, you know, teaching your son, hey, you know, females aren't just dressed for it. You know, you got to understand that they're dressed the way they want to dress. You know, you got to, you know, on some shit like that. It's a lot. Like, I'm just trying to compile like the words and my thoughts with it. But like, you know, just raising my daughter, you know, is going with the flow and just, you know, seeing how she interacts with everything, you know, stranger danger, you know, teaching her, you know, attention seeking behaviors, you know, certain things like that. Not everybody around you is looking at you for like the right reasons. And I feel like, you know, that's something, you know, you got to also teach your sons too, because you know, the pedophiles out there, they're weird folks out there. So it's like, you know, there's certain shit where they lack on the boys that they instill more on the women, but they should also instill in the fellas growing up. I don't know. There's a lot that comes with it, you know, and it's like, it's not, you know, you can just talk about it and it's just, you know, all right, yo, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's like, nah, it's literally, you know, raising a kid is you raise them a day at a time, a minute at a time, you know, because there's certain situations they fall into. And you know, you gotta talk about the situation. You gotta teach them about the situation. It's a learning experience. It's not like you got like this. There is a parenting handbook. You feel me? It's like, oh, we should be teaching them X, Y, Z. But it's like, you know, life don't work like that. So it's like you just gotta go with the flow. But it's like you can't be harder on one than you're with the other. Like, you know, growing up, you know, Brad was gonna get into it, but like, you know, from my own experience, you know, I grew up. Well, I think I got like 6 sisters or 7. Yeah, I got like 7 sisters. And my parents were a lot harder on them than they were on me. I had like, you know, a lot more leniency to go do what I want and a lot more freedom as opposed to them. And, you know, that's because it's just like, oh, Mike can do what he wants. He's a boy. He know how to take care of himself. And, you know, that's where that fear plays in, you know, with parents. And it's like, you know, like I said again, with society today, we can't have that same mindset. Because it's like that's when the kid starts, you know, going down a certain path, or, you know, they're going to want to start doing more because they didn't experience as younger, when they were younger. So it's a lot. It's just a subject where there's like a lot of
like factors that go into it.
Yo, right? It's a lot. It's really a lot. That's why it's like my mind right now is just, there's just not like one way I'm raising my daughter. It's you know, I'm raising her one day at a time, a minute at a time. You know, certain things you see, like, you know, fathers would do with their son, I'm doing with my daughter. Like, my daughter's 4 years old. I already got her punch in the bag. You know, I bought her gloves. I got her, you know, working on her right hook, you know, things like that. You know, again, stranger danger. I got her, you know, teaching things, you know, I would do with my son, but I'm doing with her. So it's like, you know, instilling those factors of life. And you also do have to think of those dangers, and you have to let, you know, them know that there are dangers, whether they are male or female. You feel me? You just gotta let your kid know. You just gotta raise them the same. But again, you just gotta do it a day. It's a day at a time, a minute at a time, because life moves in different ways in different aspects. So it's like you gotta take it with a grain of salt, but you gotta also like educate your kids. You don't want to hide shit from them and just tell them you can't do this just because you're a girl. You can't do this just because you're a boy. It's like, nah, you gotta dive into it. They need explanation. Just because they're young don't mean, you know, you can just shut them up and just be like, my word is God, my word is law. So it's like, don't question it. It's just like, no, I'm telling you no because XYZ. So they have a better understanding of it. But it's both ways, male or female.
So like basically what I got from that, bro, is like there's no one answer to this, right? Like, I mean, but it's about like, you know, raising a son versus a daughter, and automatically in my mind I think about, you know, when you're raising them, like how are you nourishing their mind, body, and soul as they evolve, right? Like what are the norms that they are already experiencing? Like they're already being socialized from the moment that they enter this earth from the womb. They, like, the socialization already starts. So it's like, you know, everything about, okay, you know, I had a child at home, you know, in the tub, and, you know, or in the hospital. We had the baby in the hospital. I feel like that says everything. You know, when I learned about like just like when I was a baby, you know, when I was ready to be born and come into this world, like, and my mom, when she speaks about it, it's like, you know, I didn't allow them to, you know, stick a needle in my belly. I forgot what it's called, but you know, what if they did? Now everything could change. You know what I mean? Like it was so fragile, yet so complex at the same time. Like I feel like raising, you know, like I'm thinking in the Caribbean state of mind. You know, growing up in a Haitian household. You know, just for the sake of this question, like, you know, okay, that, you know, because you brought up a point, like there's like a sense of leniency towards sons versus daughters. I've seen that on a personal level. I've seen that. I've seen like there was more expectations, and, you know, like we expect for you to do this, that, and the third. I wasn't nullified from that, but my sisters dealt with the brunt end of it more from our mother, because she sees herself when she sees her daughters. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I want you to do the things that I wasn't able to do because of this, that, and the third. I don't want you to deal with this, that, and the third. So you need to go get it on your own, like the way that you need to. You know what I mean? Like now certain ideas based off of how she was raised is embedded in the mindset, right? And I feel like that it transfers so much easier than with a man, you know, speaking to his mother, because it's like, I don't know, do they see who they made the child with when they see her son? I wonder, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the answer for it, but it's like, I feel like that plays a factor. But she also is thinking about outside. What do I need to protect my son from, you know, that's outside, that's waiting for him, because I couldn't afford to get out of this neighborhood. This is how much I can afford. You know what I mean? To live in you know, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, but it's in the hood. So, and I'm seeing how other sons are being raised and how they're in the line of danger. So we have to protect him even more, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so that there is a trend of like coddling, in a sense. Like you're protecting your son to a fault. At the end of the day, the son got to go out there and eat. You gotta protect. You gotta, you know what I mean? And these are like the social like cues, the social norms that we already like put on each other, you know, as we go out there in the world. You know what I mean? And it does reflect. So with that, I do see that side of things. I also see like a very peculiar dynamics where the daughter was treated like a son, because that's the only way that's the only way that her other siblings could eat. You know what I mean? I hear so many interesting like life stories behind that I feel they're phenomenons, like for each and every single story, that it cannot be put into one answer. You know what I mean? So I you know, just for the sake of this, I wanted to like just add that perspective of like, you know, like just like social norms and like, you know, the different cues that we're socialized into like learning.
Brother, you want to come talk about your heart?
Yeah, I want to hear it, because no, there's a rawness behind that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I say this, bro. I don't necessarily, like, growing up as the only male in a female-dominated household, I always felt like I was not only the minority, but I always felt like there was not that equality. You know what I'm saying? As the only male in a female household, I was always put in a position to be, what do you call it, the deviant one. Always the one that, mom's calling the whole family talking crap about, you know what I'm saying? Because my behavior in school wasn't this, or my, what do you call it, just my grades wasn't that. I always felt as if like the way that I was treated wasn't fair with the way that my sister was. And if I'm being honest with you, it's like, I feel like because I was the only male, my sister got equal treatment because my mom can relate with her more. If my pops was still in the household, I had somebody to relate with me. Matter of fact, when I was a kid, and my sister, sometimes sisters be out here utilizing the fact that they can cry on cue to get you in trouble. Sometimes we be forcing it, but most times we don't, in my humble opinion. My pop seen it, and my mom had just heard my sister crying. She came at me off of that. Not necessarily the facts, not necessarily what happened. My pop stepped in. This is when I was a kid. And was like, yo, don't talk to my son like that. You didn't see what happened. Don't just come at him because your daughter said this, that, the third. And then, as you get older, 9 out of 10 times, black parents, they don't last. Father had ended up moving out the crib, so it was really just me and all of those women. Until my step-pops came into the vibe, but he stayed out of things. Smartly, you feel what I'm saying? So like, I always felt as though I was the outcast, the sheep of the family when it came to situations like that. And I don't necessarily agree with that situation because though it may happen, I didn't get that special treatment from my mom dudes. I feel like my sister did. And the way that I was able to cope with that was by finding other women figures in my life like Fabiola. You know what I'm saying? I was able to validate me in ways that my mama couldn't at the moment because we wasn't seeing eye to eye with that situation. That's me personally.
Dang.
Like, you see what I mean though? Like everyone's life is a phenomenon.
It's different.
Like,
It's different.
It's different.
Did you feel that way?
I'm a middle child. I got that Caribbean household where it's like, I'm the middle on this side, and then you gotta calculate yourself on the other side. So for my mom has 3 kids. I'm the middle. I have 2 brothers, one older, one younger. On my father's side, my biological father, I have 3 older brothers, and I'm the first girl. And after me, it's 3 ascending. So I feel like when I was growing up, at first I kind of felt like I was like a very neglected kid. My age was off a little bit, so my brother's 4 years older than me. So certain things I couldn't do with my brother. You want to hang out with your sibling, you want. And my brother was kind of prepping me for the fact that you can't hang out with me all the time. You have to get your own friends and do your own stuff. And I always felt like when it came to school, there was always pressure on me. It wasn't just pressure, I would say, because of the boys. It was none of the females except for my grandmother went to college. So it was the books. You need to go to college, you need to get a job, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I think when it comes to parenting, I think what a lot of parents do is, in the black, and I would say the black and Caribbean community, is when they look at their sons and they look at their daughters, they're very hard on their daughters because they feel that their daughters should be independent. You should not need a man to take. My grandmother will tell you right now, if you're not supposed to pay no bills, your name is called help. That means every dollar you get for yourself, you keep. He pays all the bills, and you just help around where you need to help. But they raise us to be independent. You need to have a degree, you need to have a job, you need to be able to, that if a man walks out of your life, you can solely depend on you and not that man. But on the other hand, they make it that their sons have to depend on a woman. When you're growing up, your mother always got your sister in the kitchen learning how to cook, but all she expects you to do is show up to the meal. Your laundry is done, your room is clean, but she got your sister out here mopping the floor. I remember, for me at my house, my house is pretty big, backyard, front yard space. The older I got, I had to start, putting my foot down for myself. Like, I don't do. Y'all talk about women's work, all right, then I don't do outside work. Since it's my job to wash dishes, I don't push snow. I don't cut grass. I don't do those things. Does that mean that I can't do them? Yeah, I do them now, with the situations that's going on in my house. But too many times I've seen that mothers will guide their daughters and make their daughters learn to do everything. And then when you see their sons, I always wonder, like, when you go to do a lot of dudes' houses, you notice that their house ain't clean. Why? Because they're so used to their mother walking behind them and picking stuff up. I see it with kids at work, where I'm constantly behind boys picking up their stuff. Oh, teacher, can you help me? Can you help me? But when I tell one of the girls, can you clean up your spot? Okay. And if the only time they need help is if they have to pick up their computer because it's too heavy. Can you help me with my computer? Everything else is away. I don't have to guide them because that's how they're being treated at home. They're being taught that they have to do everything for themselves by themselves. While the boys are like, oh, well, you're supposed to help me, because in their head it's like, oh, this is like my mom when I'm here. My mom, oh, teacher, can you open this for me? Can you sign into my computer? Can you bring me to class? And I look at all the girls, and all the girls are already in class, and they're five. They're logging in by themselves. They're opening their own food. They don't need my help. They don't need to ask me, can you walk into the bathroom? They don't need that type of help because of the structure that's being built for them in the home and at school. And do I think that that's wrong? Whatever helps a parent, I would say this. I can't judge parents, one, because I'm not a parent. Two, because I don't know the circumstances in which your parent had to parent. My mother can say, you know what, I don't have to worry about your brother because I knew that who he was around, he could take care of himself. And like I said, that my brother knows how to cook, he knows how to do his own laundry. But you'll see that as a sister, him leaving school was okay. Oh, you can go get a CDL license, you can go do this. But with me, if I decided tomorrow that I didn't want to finish school, everybody would look at me like, is something wrong with you? You know, you need to go to school, you need to get an education. It's like they're forcing young girls and women to follow in an ideology or a mindset that we are nothing without pieces of paper and validation from other people.
Right.
We need to be validated by male figures. And whenever a woman does not need that, men look at her like, damn, she want to be independent so bad, it's not that deep. Like, y'all should independent yourself to death. It's like, no, like, this is just how I'm raised. Because I haven't had the trust figure in my life to be like, I can just rely on a man.
Right.
How many times have you seen your parents or other people's parents? Their father, I literally just did a reading on this in my social inequality class where it says, women have the most stress in gender and pay gap inequality because women have to take care of their homes, their kids, their spouse, and work, and take pay cuts to be able to go and do simple stuff like picking their kids up from school. When a man can literally leave his family and start a new life somewhere else, while the woman has to sit there and figure out that situation and how she's going to feed her kids. People don't think like that. People don't think about how many sacrifices women have to be. And I get why sometimes, you know, some people may feel like their parent is harder on them than the others because I don't want you to make the same mistake I made. You see how parents parent their kids, their daughters when it comes to dating. I don't want you to date your father. That's all they're trying to tell you. Oh, don't pick up no bum, don't pick up this, don't pick up that. And it's because when you look in the house, right, your father's not washing no dishes.
Yeah.
His mindset is, oh, I pay bills. The bill money's here, so you don't speak to me.
I pay bills here.
Yeah, you see, they don't feel like they owe you. They don't feel like they owe you a conversation on something. So, am I happy that I'm independent and I can do for myself? Very much. But I feel like when I go into the world and now that I date, dudes don't know how to navigate that because their mothers allow them to be lazy in certain aspects. They didn't have, oh, I didn't have to do this, I didn't have to do that. Well, with me, you gonna do it or you're gonna get lost. When I ask you to, oh, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, I'm not asking you to do it because I want to waste your time. I'm asking you to do it because it needs to be done. You see what I'm saying? And it comes off as, oh, she's an angry black woman or she's trying to be too independent. It's like, no, I just know like what needs to be done and I'm trying to get it done because I have 70 other things as a woman that I have to attend to. That you don't have to because you're a male. You can say, I'm not doing it and keep it pushing. A lot of mothers can't say like, oh, I'm not going to work today. They can't do that because their kids got to eat. Dudes can go, oh, I'm not going to work. And women will really be out here trying to figure out how they're going to pay that bill. So I do understand, like, you know, for brothers, like, oh, I'm the only boy and I have two other women in the house. You know, just, you know, all these women in the house. But the older you get, it's our job to break down what we feel inside, fix it up, and make it work for us. And say, you know what, I get that that was my past, but I'm not taking that into my future with my children. I feel like this is how we should treat each other in our space, and that's my piece.
To unlearn and relearn again, huh?
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. Yeah. I like to let, because that gotta breathe. You know what I mean? You know, one thing I was thinking of though, how like, I don't know if it's like this in a Jamaican household, but in Haitian households, right? For women, what I noticed about women is like, say like they have their father in their life, and he's like, you're going to the movies? With who? No, you can't go to the movies, right? You can't go on dates, you can't do this, you can't do that, right? And then it's like after you graduate or whatever they see is that like, or this is a goal that you have to knock down before you get married. Once you get married, once you graduate, you're like, so where's the guy? Like, are you talking? Are you gay? Are you? They hit you with them joints because like they have those expectations for you anyway.
That's fast. I had the same thing in my household, very Jamaican. And it was always like our parents always like books, so I'm always like, trying to get to college, I'm doing my stuff. And I remember like one day my dad was like, I need to talk to you, and I was like, okay, like what's going on? Whenever my dad starts with, don't be mad, don't get upset. I know something wild is about to happen, and I'm like, yeah, let me brace myself. He was like, I just want to know, like, are you a lesbian? Because I haven't seen you with guys, and then I think every time you talk to a guy, it doesn't work out. And I said it doesn't work out because I have a no bullshit tolerance for a person to be an idiot. That's just me. I said 2, you was telling me to mind my business and focus on my book. I followed the directions. Now you want to think that I'm out here scissoring with some girl from Bridgewater State?
You said scissoring.
I don't have to tell you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a school supply. It is one.
I had to explain to like my dad, like I just take my life very serious, and sometimes I realize I have to sacrifice pieces to get to where I need to go. I sacrificed having a boyfriend. My degree's around the corner. I have one more semester. I had to learn that sacrifice. I had to learn like, maybe your husband comes tomorrow. Maybe he come in 5 years. It is what it is, but I'm not gonna let that change the course. That's for me. I know where I'm going. I know what I need to do. Lesbian or not. I said, Dad, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do for myself. Yeah. And he understood that. And he was like, okay, like, but if you were, like, would you? I was like, bro, I'm not getting into that. I'm not. I said, but I just have to focus on what's important. And right now, guys are not that important. Now, graduation around the corner. So now they get a little bit grand. But that's for another podcast.
That is for another podcast, and I think this will be a perfect segue to say, thank you for everybody who's listening. Stay in tune, like, subscribe, comment, talk your shit. You know what I mean? This is the 6th element where hip hop and sociology collides.
A platform for the people, by the people.
This is a platform for the people and by the people. You heard it from Poetic Science. Yo, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy life. You dig?
Stay blessed, y'all.